don't care about you assholes, you scumbags that are out there. You want to make videos about me? I just don't care anymore. You guys can make fun of me and make all the videos you want about me. I don't care. Say what you want. Put all the videos out there that you want, because frankly, I don't care what you think. So go ahead, all you trolls. Make videos about this. Go and make all the videos you want. I don't care if people re-upload this video. You can make fun of me all you want. It doesn't bother me.
Comment, Dan. Come on, Dan. Let's see what you got, Dan.
Let me first play this disclaimer so you guys can see it. This way it's up for the public record. Disclaimer. Nothing in this presentation was obtained illegally. Everything you are about to see has been researched using public domains such as Facebook, YouTube, Google, and/or other forms of social media platforms. No family images, home addresses, and/or any direct information shall not be used unless it has already been publicly displayed on either Facebook, YouTube, Google, and/or public social media outlets.
Fuck you, Wally!
Fuck you!
Yes, hello. It's time, everybody. It's been a 3-week hiatus. I had COVID. That was fun. I'm not going to bore you with my COVID story. It's the same for everyone else's. So it's March 29th, 2023. This is Dogpile Wednesday, episode 35. Wally gets a bunch of money and starts threatening everybody. Hello, I'm Dogpile Dan, your host on this journey we're on. Thanks for tuning in. And we did it. It's spring. Spring has sprung, and we did the clock thing. Leap forward, fall back, whatever it is. The sun's up later, which I love. I love in the summer when it's like 8 o'clock at night and the sun's still up. I think that's the best, and that's like happening when we're in the middle of January. It's like it seems like it's never going to end, the torrential sadness of winter. But now it's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's happening. So that was it. Yeah, I had COVID. The only funny thing I'll say about COVID is when I got it, I was like, I think I'm sick. So my nurse wife is like, okay, we'll get the kit. And as a part of the kit, like you mix your snot with some stuff and you put it in a dropper, and then you're supposed to wait 10 minutes for the test to say if you're positive. And my test immediately was like, you got COVID. Like Lynn was like, okay, now we just have to wait 10 minutes. Oh wait, no, you have COVID. I was like so laden with COVID. The test was like, oh yeah, this guy's totally positive. So that was the only funny bit. And then I crapped my pants. That was a funny, but not like a big, like all of a sudden I was like, this is surely a fart, right? And I'm like, oh, that's not a fart. And then I had to do that awkward walk to the bathroom. So those are my two COVID things. I immediately tested positive and I kind of shit in my pants. Okay, so I don't want to hear it, okay? Everyone out there, you shit your own pants. Okay, don't make it like, you never crapped your pants. Okay, it happens, especially when you have COVID. Anyway, that's my COVID story. So, oh boy, let's get you up to speed on Wally. So, like I said, it's been a 3-week hiatus. I was busy. I had COVID, a bunch of stuff going on. But last show, we were speculating wildly on Walter's car accident. Walter got in a car accident. He showed his injuries, and then he said that was no car accident. We were like, what? What does that mean? And we were speculating if he even got into a car accident at all. Like maybe he threw himself down some stairs. But from Walter's tweets, according to him, again, we're just going off of what he says. He could be lying through his teeth, but it seems like he did trash the car. The Magamobile, the red RAV4, is gone, and he bought a new car. We don't know what he got. He hasn't shown a picture or talked about it. So he was absolutely in a car accident. The car is gone, and there was a short window when he was like where he was showing his medications. He's like, look at all the medication. He loves showing his medications. We'll go through it later on. There's a picture of his nightstand with all these drugs, and he's always like, look, everybody in the world, what drugs I'm taking. He's always blasting his personal shit, and then we make fun of it, and then Walter says we're attacking his mental state or whatever. But anyway, so that was, he got over the car accident, and he was getting Walmart to deliver groceries because he didn't have a car. And what happened? A couple things politically think happened. He was Lori Lightfoot is no longer the mayor of Chicago. I think that's what she was. So he was jumping up and down about that. And then, of course, Trump said, I think I'm getting arrested on Tuesday. And he didn't get arrested, but Walter grabbed his weapons and was like, oh, this is it. The Civil War is happening. He's always looking for signs. So there was a couple days where Wally was like, if Trump goes to prison, we all go to war, and they'll all have a war, and do you want a war in your hand? And war, and it was all to war. Trump laser eyes war. That was going on for a while. And then the most exciting development, Wally said, oh, this is it. I finally got the news. Apparently Wally's coming to some money. He got an envelope, and he shows the envelope. He's like, I know what's in this envelope, everybody. And then he made a bunch of memes where he photoshopped his face on Scrooge McDuck swimming in gold coins. And he also he's eating a money sandwich. It's like a sandwich with dollar bills on it, which I thought was funny because this is a man who said that he's incapable of saving money, and he's showing how he's eating money. You know, he's doing something that you're not supposed to do with money, eating it. And he can't handle money. Maybe that's his problem. Maybe Wally thinks you're supposed to eat money. Wally, you don't eat money. But he was talking about money sandwiches. It doesn't make any sense. But every other tweet was like, then it was the Joker. He's the Joker. He's what do you call it? The new Joker from the Joker movie. I forget the actor's name. He's that Joker, and he's like, oh, I got money, and I'm coming for you. And there was at least 8 tweets where he was like, I'm getting money, and then I'm coming for you. That's what the show name was while he's threatening everybody. At least 8 tweets where he's like, I got money, and I'm coming after you, and I'm coming, and here we come, and I'm coming. So there was that. And just today, I think Wally, of course, there's this shooter business, and I'm not really hip on what's going on with it. I don't like to watch all that awful news, but apparently the shooter was trans, so Wally's like, see this, I've been telling you, trans people are awful. Like this trans person represents all trans people now, I guess. But Wally's been having a field day with that. And Wally, once again, something about April 1st. He's like, oh, the trans are having a rally April 1st, and I'm going to patrol my neighborhood, and I'm already in World War III, and it's happening again. It's World War III again. Because the trans are mad. And he says April 1st, which I think is funny because that's April Fool's Day. So is Wally getting trolled by whatever news source he's looking at? And he did also mention something about he's going to pal around with the people who patrol the neighborhood. So that was one of my questions a while ago, is Wally's still friends with his pseudo militia people or whatever they are? And apparently he is. Again, according to Wally's tweets, he's still patrolling the neighborhood. Anytime Newsmax says something is happening, he gets out there and he starts patrolling the neighborhood. So that's a quick update on Wally. Let me find the damn thing. So I want to invite, copy the link. And we'll go to this link to join the chat. I'm a little slow. Again, I think it's a side effect of COVID. I'm like, I feel like I'm still like moving in slow motion. Okay, link is up. There we go. I'm a little bit underprepared tonight. Normally I have like a bunch of videos lined up, but I don't got nothing. So we'll have to play it by ear. The mysterious hidden Midtow.
What's going on?
Coming in from Canada. What's going on, man?
Well, I guess seeing as you got nothing going on, I may as well just
show your face.
Show my face, I guess. Here you go.
Oh, there he is, everybody! Wow,
my face. You got it.
You're very uniformly. This has got good skin. It's just like just one
Thanks.
shade. It's like makeup or something.
Well, not really. I'm getting old. If you look real close to my forehead here, you see I got wrinkles.
Oh, it is a little bit okay. Yeah, no
Little
eyebrows.
ring.
Oh, they're covered.
Yeah, I got my.
Imagine if you saw someone that like looked like that, just uniformly olive, just whoop, like what's up with that guy? There's a mutual friend that I make fun of. There's a guy, he's probably a little bit older than me, but we suspect he's either wearing makeup or he's really into the filters on Facebook because he looks like you just did to your face. We zoom up on his picture and like, how is his skin that smooth? He's 50 something years old. Well, I think he has like a little bit of an ego, so it's like I think he's like fighting.
Yeah.
He's been having a midlife crisis for 17 years now.
I know guys like that.
Yeah.
They're bald
like
since 20. They shave their whole head and then put a hat on it. It's like, make up your mind.
Right.
Well, what's going on with the spaceman? How come he's not coming in?
He's coming. I reached out to him. In fact, I just I checked out Wally's Twitter, and like 30 minutes ago he said something about Hebrew spaceman. So I'm like, oh, you gotta come on, buddy. Wally's invoking you. And of course, like whenever he talks about Shane, he always talks about he's a Jew. He's a Jew, everybody. Yeah. Like that's relevant to whatever their fight is. It's just like, well, everyone knows what those people are like. So like you gotta come on. So yeah, I haven't had any. Usually I like to get like a little video prepared, but I've been busy. I've been doing stuff.
Damn.
And dresses like it's 1987. Oh yeah, Hebrew's talking about the guy I'm talking about. He knows who I'm talking about. Like his girl left him and he ran out and he got like a car that looks like a Matchbox car. It's like, yeah, he's going through a thing.
So I wonder which part he's gonna. Well, he hasn't actually said what he's doing, right? He's just like, ah ha ha.
Well, there was also something he said. Here's there he is. Yeah, there.
Hey, got your hat.
That's right.
Your little hat on.
There he goes. What's going on, man?
Been a long time.
3 weeks.
You had the coof. You shit yourself. What else?
Yeah.
All right, we all been there. Let me take my coffee filter out. I need.
Oh, you got a coffee stain on there.
And then after I did that, I had like anytime I had to fart, I'm like, oh no, like I gotta be careful. I've got walking on eggshells. It ruined my whole. I couldn't just fart. I was like, I'm gonna make a mess of my pants.
No, you know what you do? You just line your underwear with baby wipes.
That's what I get for when we were making fun of Gildardo saying Wally likes to shit in the leather, whatever. What was the quote? I can't remember.
Cords.
That's what I get. I made fun of Wally, and then the gods go shit your pants. Boom.
Oh my God! Yeah, I missed you guys. Wally's been. Well, I haven't been paying any attention, although I just read the tweet that you sent me. He's going after me again. Whatever, Wally. You think it gets to me?
Well, he's like another thing he does is like somebody will troll him, like some rando will troll him, and he's like,
and they have no idea what Wally's talking about, right? He knows only I'm reading it, or we're reading it.
Well, like some random person makes up an account. I think somebody made up an account. It was like his dad's name, and he's like, and someone trolled him, and Wally's like, here's more evidence of Dan, Shane, and Kevin doing like somehow. Like first of all, it's one tweet, but somehow all three of us got together and made this tweet. and Wally's like, I'm going to court with this tweet. Like,
doesn't he know that you guys would take a shit and then sign it? Like, why would you hide the fact it's you if it was you?
Well, yeah, I keep telling Wally, like my first thing to him was like, I don't need to hide behind you two. I will tell, if you call me up, I will tell you how much I don't like you to your face. I don't have anything to hide.
I tried to tell him from the parking lot, but he apparently thinks I'm a coward for that. So
yeah, I'm trying. Let me.
Now you're gonna have to check his parking spot. You're going to have to go down there again and see what he's driving around in.
Yeah, we don't know what he's driving now. Let's see. I think we'll go to the very top.
I think it wouldn't be too hard to figure out. I think if I was down there and driving around the parking lot for 30 seconds, you'd be able to tell which car was his.
He's probably got all the opposite stickers now. He's got like a gay pride sticker on there and shit, hoping that nobody's gonna like fuck with his shit.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. Wally's still hanging out with his armed pals, which I would love to talk to those guys because they probably all have real weapons. And then there's Wally shows up. He's like, "Hey, everyone!" with his like pop gun. You know, it's
Well,
like
either that or there are a bunch of other knuckleheads who have pepperball guns and you know, they can't get
Savage
guns.
Pepperball
chiming
gang.
in. What's going on, Savage? Yeah, where was it?
The Pepperball gang.
Yeah, here we go. This one's right at Hebrew Spaceman. This is I'll read it out loud for the audio only at home. This is 2 hours ago. Wally's responding to someone who's talking about getting doxxed. I know the feeling. Funny when they do that, but don't actually show up. Though a lampshade leftist used his kids to shout obscenities towards my home after specifically driving here to stalk me is a sign of a chicken shit. Jewish hats don't protect you from being a coward, in all caps.
Mm-hmm.
He's so triggered. And we should point out that Wally invited people to come to his house. And also, he went to the police and cried the next day. So that's Wally's tweet, that same man. So, Slippery chiming in.
Hey.
Good, we're all here.
How we all doing?
We were just
We're
going
good.
over, on our screen we have, this is hot off the press 2 hours ago. This is Wally.
I actually caught it on my way home. I caught Dan, the little episode, but you were wearing a Vader outfit, so I was.
Yeah, no, I was just in bed and I was like, oh, I guess I got to get out of bed now.
I was laughing my ass off when you said, "Oh," and you had to do that funny walk to the bathroom because we've all done that
Yeah.
walk.
I've never had that issue, but COVID just messed me
Yeah,
up
but have
good.
you done that walk after screaming in front of kids, in front of the whole WinterCon, wearing assless chaps?
I've never been so upset that I had like instant diarrhea, like whatever Wally had that day.
Oh my God! It's just so much gone on with this guy. It's
Yeah, the
crazy.
nervous shit.
Why all of a sudden? Is this new now? What Dan is showing that he's going after HS? Is this new?
Yeah, I mean,
this
I
is
didn't.
this is an hour old. He's patrolling the neighborhood with his lunatic friends, looking for World War III.
You know, I heard you talk about it, like the mass shooting with this trans. Well, you know what? And you hit on both of them. You're like, Wally just how long ago showed up all his psychotropic drugs again.
Yeah, I
I don't
was going to
think
ask. He was all going to get self-help 1 second, and then
Yeah.
But Wally is like gravity. He's like a constant. He's like pi. Like he will never change. Right?
That's an
Woe
insult
is
to
me.
Pi.
Fuck you
Oh.
guys. And then the rage, and then the self-loathing, and
Oh, there was also what I got to find it where like he jumped up and down like he's gonna come after everybody, and then he finally said, "Well, actually, I was told I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to go after these people,"
Yeah,
which makes me
yeah,
wonder
like-
who's he talking to. Like, is he talking to was he talking to like his lawyer who's dealing with the 9/11 stuff, and they were just like, "Hold on, let's deal
yeah,
with this."
you got
financial
this-
advisor at
Child
Vanguard.
support office.
I'll
you've
try to
got this-
find.
Big dumb-headed Wally probably filling his this lawyer who's ever representing him for whatever this 9/11 stuff is, and telling him, "Oh, I'm gonna do," and the lawyer's probably like, hold on, cowboy, let's try to get this straightened out before you go all over the world trying to sue people for defamation because they made fun of you on the internet,
But that's not what they're interested, right? They're 9/11 people. They're
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
getting his money. They'll get a cut of it. They don't care about his defamation or his car or his family. They're like, let's just, this is what we're collecting money for. You don't keep
Well,
us on retainer for anything else.
And what you said too is like, yeah, he showed the little envelope from the World Trade Center victims compensation, and then he wrote some kind of he made some kind of proclamation. It's written in stone now that he's a hero or he did something.
Yeah.
Also
No,
means
it just means
you were below whatever street it was for whatever reason, and it didn't prove anything other than, or if it did prove anything, how do we know whatever it proves?
I'm sure he's gonna make this like this proves I'm a first responder. He's gonna go right to that.
Yeah.
So this
All
is this is the tweet I was looking for. It says it's still surreal that after years of fighting the system, I've had 2 major victories, and now with the 3rd on the way, the work isn't done yet. As far as other things are concerned, though my war chest just got bigger, I've been told to wait before I go after certain people. So who's advising Wally to like, hey, just like take.
I know
take
it's
it
his
easy, man.
financial advisor at Vanguard. I'm sure.
I like to think it was like the drive-through guy at Wendy's. Like while he's waiting, he's waiting for his food, and he's telling the whole thing. And some guy with a hat and name tag's like, you should probably wait to sue them. Anyway, what sauce do you want with your nuggets, sir? That was what happened.
I
So,
think
like,
it
like,
was. I think it was the proxy.
a legacy proxy.
Legacy.
For sure.
Oh, maybe Legacy Proxy will let
Yeah.
us know what's going on tonight.
Oh,
Red
Mick
pill
Town.
in the wind
Oh, let me-
slipping
oh,
in.
Indeed.
What's going on?
So
What do you-
who's he thought? So he's got to wait to go after a few people, right?
Well, he's been advised by somebody who Wally respected enough to say okay.
The treasurer.
Or I love to think Wally actually sat down with a lawyer and they're like, actually, you don't really have anything. You can't make content on YouTube and then go after people
Yeah.
for laughing at you. But I'm sure it
You
didn't
give
get
out
that.
your
Wally would have
address.
blocked that out.
Yeah, he would have.
You can't give out your address and then say someone else doxed you.
Well,
So-
things are getting
Well,
better.
Wally can and does all the time, right?
Oh, this
Oh,
one
this
good.
is a good
Wally
one.
Wally
This
is
is a good
reading.
one.
Wally's reading my community page, which I'm thrilled about, and it's good to know that Wally's reading my community page. So yeah, this is when I went through. I said, Wally, you said you were in a car accident. You were in a car accident, and then Wally's like, he called me a fraud and attacked my psychological state. I love it when he does that. He makes videos where he gets hysterical because Esteban cut his head, and he weeps and then throws furniture around, and he makes those videos. But if you make fun of it, you're attacking his psychological state, and you need to go to court for
He
making
did
him
everything
sad.
right.
Yeah.
Take a
Like-
look at the bottom, the stats on this post, as well as any other post. Right, 48 views, no likes, no.
He gets
retweets.
no interaction at all.
No, it's us.
Yeah.
It's us.
Here, look, ready? Here we go.
I'm not on Twitter. Gave him some hope.
Here's another one. Looks like I am in good shape. My lawyer and I are on the same page, and all should go well. If this succeeds, I will then hire a defamation attorney and pursue those who attacked me online. I committed insurance fraud? We'll see. I had enough of them, in caps. I am feeding the
okay.
trolls.
I
You got
didn't see
two
any of
hearts.
these before.
I think you
who
put it.
like this stuff? We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
I think you stated it well in the intro. Like now if you were Wally, right, and you came into like a windfall of money, right? What is the first thing you would think? Oh, I'm gonna, maybe I'll get some representation. I'll work on trying to see my kids. Maybe I'll
Yes.
a couple more bucks instead of 300 to send baby mama to win her back.
No,
all-
I'm going to buy more
no,
3D detents with my money.
Why not invest it?
because Wally. Because
And
Wally.
that's also while he's reading my community post, and in my community post, I give him sound advice, like what you all
Oh,
just
yeah,
said.
it
I'm
was
like,
good. It was
you
good.
should go talk to a financial guy, tell him
Yeah.
this is my situation, this is what's changing, this, and say like, what can I do with this? What's your advice?
Well, yeah.
Instead, Wally's like, defamation lawyer.
like
It's priority.
if I'm Wally and I'm in Wally's shoes, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to get this money. Does that mean if baby mama drags me to court, she's going to look for some more money for the kids because I came into more money? How is that going to affect? Like if I get this money and I think he probably gets SSI. or
I'm
something.
sure a financial advisor would be like, step one, don't tell everybody in the world that you're coming into lots of money.
Well,
Because
yeah,
then
right,
the
right.
idiots are going to start calling you up.
Yeah,
I wonder if that automatically gets reported because it's coming from the government, right? So it's not like he's getting a cash payment in an envelope.
Yeah, I think it's tax free because the government's already like taking their share, I guess.
But that doesn't mean child support free. I mean,
Yes.
My friend who got a WTC Victims Compensation Fund settlement, he showed me the paperwork. I'm starting to sound like Wally, the paperwork. He showed me the paperwork, and in there it says something like, please check with your financial advisor or your legal representative outside of like this, whatever this is, to see if this lump payment will affect any other monies you may be receiving from any other government funds, because I'm sure he won't be able to apply anymore for like when he got grants or he got from the local down in Charlotte.
Well, he will in a few years when he burns through this, whatever he'd spend.
I said in my intro, I think this is the new season of Wally, and that's what we're gonna watch him. Like he's gonna wear a top hat and a monocle, and then he's gonna lose it all in the
He
last.
never lets us down. He never fucking lets us down. I fucking knew he was coming
Yeah,
back.
I think we're officially in season 3 now. I really.
I kind of announced it. This is season 3. While he's in the money. Although he just has paperwork that says he's getting money, so we don't know what's happening. Oh, this is the thing. This one. Somebody made Slugger Gary is and they're replying to something. And Slugger Gary says, "That's about right. Be careful of the MAGA army. He's not right in the head. His brain is wired cattywampus." That was what Slugger Gary said. And Wally's response was, "Further examples of the attempts by Kevin Corbell, Dan King, and Shane, as well as several others that are actively attempting to further slander, smear, and defame my name and character." Like, he has no proof that this is us at all, but he's going to go to the courts with this. Okay.
Isn't that what slander is? Is like making representing a factual statement with something that you have no idea about, and that's what it is, isn't it?
It's knowingly making up a lie to ruin someone's reputation.
Yeah.
That's Wally. Wally, this isn't us. Okay.
The only person
some other person
slander here is Wally.
It's so great though.
Yeah, and he's like by blaming us, and he should know, because the whole reason I'm in his world is because he was so sure I was doing something another human being was doing, and he came after me, and I was like, "Dick, fuck you."
But you know,
doesn't learn.
All the people that watch Wally know, because he puts his whole entire life on blast. They know that it's Slugger Gary because of the wiffle ball bat thing. So
yeah, how do people know that? Like, who's responsible for letting everyone? Wally, why do we know that your dad did heroin and hit you with a wiffle ball bat? How do we know that?
It's all his own fault. I mean,
and Wally defends that. Wally's like, "Actually, I deserved to be hit that night." He's like so fucked up in the head. Like,
Slugger Gary is trolling him.
Yeah, there's a picture. There's Slugger Gary.
Slugger Gary is like, what in the world?
What's he doing with his hands?
He's masturbating. He's masturbating.
With two hands.
He ain't got no hands.
And Wally also, I'll try to find out. Wally said he spoke to his dad, and his dad said he was proud of him for getting all the money, and then Wally said he cried. I almost made the name of the show "Wally Comes to Money Talks to Dad and Cries," but I kind of didn't want to bring Slugger Gary into it. But I guess here we are. So. Poor Gary. Wally said that Gary is going through dementia, so I'd like to think Slugger Gary thought he was talking to he thought he was talking to his other son. It's like, I'm very proud of you, Bill. Oh, this is Walter. Yeah.
Didn't he also say he has cancer too? Which I mean,
who are you?
That's true. Sorry, guy, but
yeah.
I thought he had dementia or whatever.
If you somewhere in there, he mentioned something about cancer, but again, why should we know that?
Yeah, why? Yeah, why are we? I have nothing against Gary, except he brought Walter to the world. But like some things happen sometimes.
Yeah, but does that negate the 87,000 videos that Wally made calling his parents narcissists and unfeeling and uncaring and like shitting all over them? Now Gary Slugger is good now.
It's Walter time. If it happened more than 5 minutes ago, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or there was a good reason for it.
Here's another. This is Wally's. Wally made this all on his own. He sat down in front of his computer. Like, what am I going to Photoshop today? I know. Google good-looking hairless man chest body.
You know what's great? He puts in his little MAGA army logo so nobody can steal it.
And again, look at this Photoshop work. Wally, come on, man. What the fuck, man? Have a little pride in your work. But anyway, this is a little fantasy Wally made up. He's like, oh, it would be great, a woman's face on a hot guy's body. Yeah, that's
I like. How do you even come to
that? Nice rig.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, like I remember, like a long time ago, I was criticizing him for like saying, okay, so you've got this other gun here, and it looks like a real gun, and you're gonna pull it out, and somebody's gonna like pull out a real gun and blow you away because you pull out this thing. And then he actually made some kind of comment about it that actually happened. That so you're gonna you go to the barbershop, you walk around the barbershop, you eventually go in there and you're going to get a haircut. And that's what's going to happen when he's playing with these stupid ass things.
Here's another good one. When I lived in NYC, I can recall dozens of my so-called friends and brothers telling me to stop talking about 9/11.
Yeah, because you wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah, thank God I chose not to listen. Look at how the left's taint has bankrupted and destroyed my former home's once glorious reputation. My response: a big middle finger.
Would you like to learn a secret? Would you like to learn something?
Yeah.
I just drove through New York.
Oh, good.
Is it a battlefield? Is this shit on fire? Is there
I don't see any smoke.
garbage?
I don't see
Garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any smoke. Yeah, I mean, I drove over the Cuomo Bridge.
Oh, you were
And-
up
Cuomo
in
Bridge, like
Tarrytown.
Tappan Zee? Oh,
Yeah. You were up in Tarrytown.
Yeah, and I'm looking out there. Either that fence is an invisible field, painting to let me see what they want me to see, or New York's not about. I ain't
No,
seen no
especially
smoke.
not
That's
up
not
that
New
way.
York City.
Yeah. There's some nice neighborhoods up that way in
Expensive as
Yeah, well, that's Westchester. That's, Ardsley, Scarsdale, Dobbs
Yeah,
Ferry, Tarrytown.
yeah.
Walter dreams he could fucking live there. Yeah.
Well, you know
This
what?
is- This is more of Walter's Photoshop work. 3 guys, a gimp suit. The man who actually owns a gimp mask has made this image, and he's like, "Oh, another Wally's Google search must be all fucked up because the advertisements he must get."
I would hate to be his FBI agent.
Oh,
And
he's
I
got
love
2
it,
hearts
like-
for this. He's got 2 hearts.
Oh wow.
He loves men in dress. This is good for Photoshop work right here too. This guy.
Yeah,
I love how
he
he puts his little stamp of MAGA Army on there.
Yeah,
Just in
and
case
and
it
what's
goes
this
viral.
guy got? This guy's got nipple clips, a leather outfit, and a gimp mask. The same thing Wally owns. Isn't that odd?
That's the guy, one of the guys in Wally's group, his armed insurgency
Yeah,
group.
he tries to run his car like that.
The safe word is pineapple.
My safe word is ouch.
Oh yeah, there's also been some activity on Wally's what do you call it, eBay, but
really?
Yeah,
it's
I
all
was
gun shit. He's
No,
getting
I was
money,
looking.
so
He bought car parts. He bought shit for his shoes. He's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 10 transactions in the last month.
Didn't he buy like? I remembered reading something. I think it was
Oh, here
on
we go.
Twitter that he. Oh yeah, here's the big. That he bought like He bought an LED
Oh.
light for his new car because he knows the side roads are dark at night. So it seemed like he was trying to imply in that tweet that he went off the road at night because he didn't have enough light. But like,
no, he went off the road because he can't stand the abuse that the men from New York are giving him.
Well,
That's
if
the
you
reason
look at
why.
his eBay thing, one of the last places he bought something is a car parts store. So I wonder if he's full of shit with his car and probably just bought new headlights.
I think he said he bought new stuff for his car. It's in there somewhere.
What does that say? Like,
this is Wally's big tweet. I already know what's in this envelope without opening it. It's the epitome of years of letdowns, heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, pain, and suffering. To know that a new chapter of my life is about to begin for the first time in years, I feel free. God Almighty, thank you. And it's an envelope. Wally always puts a little paper. He covers up his address that he gave out already on a live stream. But his full name is there. And there's like 3 Walter Hillgasses in the entire universe. But like Dummy's always like, they're doxing me.
Let me guess. What was that letter from New York?
It's from the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund.
DC.
But what does that prove? It doesn't prove anything showing a letter.
No, this proves he's a first responder, and you must go to jail now. When he goes to a lawyer, the lawyer will absolutely take his money and do whatever he says, because that's what lawyers do. They don't choose. There we go. There's Scrooge McDuck.
I'm trying to. This again is another one that's really that really makes you scratch your head. What does the money he got have anything to do with capitalism?
It's fucking socialism.
It has nothing to do with.
I knew Hebrew Spaceman was going to get triggered.
No, but it's
capitalism. You'd be fucking dead in a ditch, Wally. Nobody would care about you. But socialism, the government paying to keep you alive, and the government is us.
Yeah.
It's our money.
If it was capitalism, if it was if it was real capitalism, it would be like, oh, you can't work anymore. Too bad. Go ask your family, help yourself.
Yeah, pull yourself up by bootstraps. Is he a libertarian? Isn't that a big libertarian thing?
Well, if it was capitalism, he would have been insured.
And all he had to do was teach at the plumbing school at North Carolina.
Yeah. I remember when Red Pill said that.
Hey, Savage, what's going on?
Put on a shirt and put on some a button-down shirt and teach the next generation of plumbers.
Don't forget the pants that don't cover the crack.
But I'm still. I'm still surprised that he hasn't gone back to YouTube in some form, because it's just not the same. On his stuff on Twitter gets
Yeah, no, well, this is
absolutely
a
no.
rehash. This is the
Yeah,
written form of Wally videos.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is where I got the tag for my episode. Today's the first day of a pseudo rebirth, which I love that phrase. Who says these things, pseudo rebirth? Anyway, it sounds like something that comes out of the woman after she has the child. Isn't that the pseudo rebirth?
yeah, that's
anyway,
a pseudo afterbirth.
today
yeah,
is
yeah.
today's
And
the
Wally-
first day
and
of
Wally's-
my pseudo rebirth. For me as well, for me as my life and fate are for the first time truly in my hands, as the shackles of years of torment, slavery, and disappointment have been cut. This changes everything, and the men who attacked me online, capital, I'm coming for you, game over! Again, this is what the fifth or sixth tweet. He's like, "I'm coming to get you, motherfuckers!" And this is a
It
riot
doesn't
to me
qualify it. What the
because
fuck? is it in
before
slavery?
Wally, before he came into money, he was coming to get us, like literally. He was going to get in his car and knock on our doors and pew-pew us. He's made videos saying that, but now he's actually going to, do lawyers instead of bullets, I guess.
He's
He's
been
such
a-
reborn into
I
a
just did
litigant.
I just did
Pseudo rebirth.
I just did a search for plumbing schools in North Carolina. There's 2 in Durham, 1 in Charlotte, 1
Well,
in High Point.
that ship has sailed. He's rolling in money, and I also laugh at that because Wally's probably getting less than the amount if he just had a regular job and was working all those years. He's making a fraction of that, and he's like, "This is it. I'm rolling in dough." It's probably not a lot of money. It's maybe like what, a year's salary, 2 years' salary. It's like he's just delusional.
They need instructors for plumbers. Just like if I can't drive anymore, I'm going to be an instructor as a truck driver. I'm going to be a truck driving instructor. You
This
know,
one This one I loved because he's got dollar bills. Money sandwich. It's $2.
And also, I don't think money sandwich is the term. Like, well, like why?
But still-
Wally, you don't eat cash.
But
Okay.
I mean, but still, like when you've been falsely accused of being a 9/11. So all of us who are sitting here, do we know? Do any of us know that he was at 9/11 to this day? Only because he said it and he showed a couple envelopes. Does that prove? Is that that doesn't mean anything. I still can question whether he was at 9/11 or not. That doesn't prove anything. He can say whatever he wants, but he called himself a 9/11 first responder who ran into the World Trade Center. I still don't believe that.
Yeah, the shirt he's wearing in that picture. I contacted John Field, the guy whose name is on his shirt, and John Field said Wally's situation doesn't qualify him as a first responder. And he's talking about being a 9/11 fraud. He's so precious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. He can't just say, "Well, I wasn't a first responder. I didn't run into the building."
He said John Field can have his opinions. That's what he said when I told him. I'm like, John Field said, he's like, oh, he has his opinion. Like, literally, the press went to the guy recently with the John Santos, that guy who lies. He's a politician from Long Island.
Santos,
Yeah.
The press, he said something about his mom being at 9/11, and the press went to John Field to like in other words, they had a question about being a 9/11 fraud, and the press went to John Field like I did. Like, Wally, that's my evidence. Anyway, whatever. It's like yelling at a fucking wall.
Yeah. He just can't get over it. That whatever. And then when he tries to backpedal on it in some of the videos that he did going back, he would say, "Oh, well, whatever the public perceives me to be." No, it's not what they. It's what you.
I'll tell you what
I made a sign saying I'm a first responder, and somehow the public perceives me as a first responder. I don't understand.
Check out the wine bottles up
what is this on his what is that? Dicks? Is it penises?
That's.
I was trying to make it bigger and I made it smaller. Yeah, he's also got booze. He's drinking,
like
But
Yeah, it was a hot mess for a minute, right? Where he was getting help and he was going to get therapy and his life, and all that stuff. That lasted 5 seconds.
here's the other one.
Right. He was going to fix himself. Yeah.
Here's another one. Now that the federal government has etched my name in stone for my contribution during the post 9/11 recovery and cleanup.
Now he says during the post 9/11 recovery, it's no longer a first responder.
I got a letter of accommodation from the president. That
It's
doesn't
time
mean
to
that-
decide how to deal with certain pests out there. I know
Yeah.
you're watching my account,
Come
and
on,
my
Wally, bring
finger
it
is
on.
officially on the nuke button. Stay
Bring it
tuned.
on, Wally.
I remember his fingers were on the nuke button like a year ago with something.
Bring it on, Wally. Bring it on.
But he's got
But
fat
I like-
sausage fingers, so it was probably on like the microwave.
Bring
instead
it.
of
Bring
the-
it all.
Yeah, I was deputized a year ago. That doesn't make me a deputy. You know,
Joaquin Phoenix. I couldn't remember the guy's name. I was like, he was the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That's what I meant to say.
Ah, okay, okay.
like I said, I was deputized about a year or two ago, but doesn't make me a deputy. Hell, I got a letter of accommodation from the president. That doesn't make me in this cabinet.
Who comes
know?
into money and starts posting pictures of themselves as Scrooge McDuck?
Not an adult, for sure not. Not an adult. Most people that I know, I don't know about you guys, most people that I know when they come in, they would talk very quietly about this to a
Yeah.
couple of maybe close friends or relatives and say, hey, you know, and like be like, you know, a little bit cerebral about it and not just post stupid. This is like an 8th grader came into like, he found $20 on the street. This is what they would post.
MAGA
But again,
McDuck.
look at the bottom. No likes, no retweets. Not
Oh,
how
what's he
many
got?
views.
Oh, is it
Nothing.
nothing? No, it's got to be something. There's 67 people.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
And
but what has
nobody
he got like
go.
3,000 followers supposedly?
I love it.
40 of those
I
are
like-
from the child support.
44 views, 72 views, 91 views.
He's such a
And does
dick.
anybody else
He's such a
respond to his nonsense?
dislikable guy. Like you see that, you're just like, this guy is a dick. Look at his
Engine
little
of the
sausage
sun.
fingers. Look at his little.
Look, this guy is the reason they make red flag laws. He is.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
totally.
He's definitely, you know, like whatever this the person was, trans or whatever. Like that's the reason they make red flag laws is because like this guy is like Wally showing his showing all these psychotropic drugs that he's on. Where's the
Oh, yeah,
one
that-
Dan where he's showing all the drugs that he's on now?
That was back after the. I'm kind of going back in time.
Wow, I didn't even know he did all these tweets. I've been.
Hey,
looking
leave
for something.
Fallout alone. Leave Fallout alone, Wally. Leave Fallout alone.
Yeah, I agree. This is also Wally saying, "Oh, maybe I'll hunt deer like some guy I saw online." Wally, don't hunt deer
That's
with a
an air
BB gun,
rifle.
okay? It's fucking cruel. You're not gonna kill the thing because you're a moron.
You're gonna
Like,
piss it off.
yeah, you're just gonna hurt it. It's gonna run away and die slowly in the woods.
No,
Don't do it,
no, well-
idiot.
And then actually do it. Do it up in Pennsylvania. Watch what them deer do. Them deer, like say, yeah, go come up to Pennsylvania and hunt deer. You know
War.
why?
This is when,
Oh yeah,
this
here's
is when,
another.
when Trump was like, "I'm gonna get arrested." He's like, "War, you're gonna go to war."
Oh, what is it? Do you? I saw one of the things. He has some kind of fetish with George Takei and who was Captain Kirk? What's his name?
William Shatner.
William
William
Shatner.
Shatner.
Somehow he like has this thing that like George Takei is like in the shadow of William Shatner. I don't know. The way you look at it like that, they were two Star Trek characters that each had their own character. I don't know that one was in the shadow of the other. I mean,
Just because there's
Wait,
a
dude.
beef
Hey,
between them.
get this. He
He's
literally
always been a
he's biting off of me now. He's biting off of me now.
What is like Wally makes a steak? He's like, "Hey, Peter, look at me eat
No.
a steak there."
I like to. Some Peter protester walks into a restaurant. I order a bloody rare steak.
nobody's
But when does
telling
that
me.
ever happen? When is there like an outwardly crazy? When does that ever happen in your life where you saw a
Rare.
crazy PETA person
Very-
who was like, "How dare you eat red meat?" Like, I don't think anybody
Very
does that.
rare. Very rare. Extremely
Very
rare.
rare, like steak.
Come to Ottawa.
Oh,
You'll find
Wally
a
got a
steak.
new hopper. Slippery and I were
You
laughing.
guys got
like,
like
"Oh,
9 hoppers
that
for a
that totally
$30
modifies
fucking
the
paintball
shooting capabilities of his dumb gun." You know.
You still gotta pull the. You still got to reset the trigger on that Tipman.
Those guns
Oh,
are
you
like
know,
30 bucks.
this is Wally complaining. He was complaining about Twitter because he reached his limit of you can only follow 5,000 people, and Wally reached it. He like follows
Holy fuck.
5,000 fucking randos.
He did that on Facebook too. He just
Yeah.
friend bombed everybody, and then you know,
Yeah, Lori Lightfoot.
not racist.
Yeah, not racist at all. Yeah.
Oh
I'm trying
wow.
to find the drugs. That was way back.
He's
Oh, well, yeah,
constipated.
Wally got touch-up paint for his guns. That was
He
one
got
of the
spent more on
eBay.
aluminum black than the gun is worth.
Where's his? I'm trying to
I'm
find
like,
that trailer. There we go. So what do we? I don't think we could see anything good though.
hey,
Yeah, we looked at this. He turned them all down. So
I can't zoom in on it.
yeah. How much do you think if I sold my Tipman pistol, how much do you think how much do you think I could get it at auction for? You think he'd buy it?
Why do you even have one?
Oop,
I used to be a
closed that thing.
paintballer. I used to play paintball.
Wally's gun is still for sale on eBay. Nobody's bought
Yeah,
that
because
yet.
he's trying to scalp for it. I mean, Jesus, the same gun, like you can get it delivered.
He's trying to
For
sell
less.
his what the fuck were those?
I mean, come on.
Hollow point- hollow
How much
point
is he
pepper
trying to
balls.
sell?
What is
How
this
much
now?
is
Oh,
he? Yeah,
I
how much
went
is
way far back. Hold on.
oh, man, he's
he was nuts back then.
Oh, I
Didn't he,
just
like,
stopped
make
rambling,
hollow
and
point
he's
BBs
like,
or
Kevin, rah!
So how much is he trying to sell it on eBay for?
Let me see,
$230 plus
I'll-
shipping.
I'll dig. I'll
Oh
go to his
man,
eBay.
that's entirely too much. That's entirely too much.
Well, you
Wait,
get pellets,
'Cause
and
he's
you
And
You
the
giving
get,
a
you
lot
get
of
pellets that
pellets.
he modified some mysterious way.
That's what I'm
And the
saying.
cake.
Oh
You
no
like-
no.
you
You don't ever buy paintballs. You don't buy pellets. Anybody who knows anything about the paintball guns or those tips, you never buy pellets or BBs or balls from somebody who's selling it.
So
You know,
if you
you
look
never.
at his link for the BB rifle, he's selling it for $230, right, plus shipping, and it's used, right? Right below it, it says see similar sponsored items. The same gun new is $15 more or $30 more.
So
Why?
I just-
There's one that's pre-owned. It's $58 while he's selling his
Exactly.
for $230.
Like you don't buy a freaking used freaking you don't buy a used freaking air rifle for like $200 for $50. If I would have sold mine, I'd sell it for like $25. You know?
That's Wally.
And also, I think Wally made a video where he said that there was something wrong with it. Didn't he say like it was jammed or something?
No, because
So
idiot doesn't know how to
$15.
use it. I think that particular rifle, it's like
Hold on,
I think it's
blow
called
up.
recoil fed. So like when you take a shot, it automatically like bumps the next round in. And Wally can't even use a fucking BB gun. Yeah, come on.
Hold on,
We know
like,
this.
show the picture. Show the picture again.
you know, some woman on Twitter on his new.
That's a break action.
Yeah,
Yeah,
break back. Paching.
on his new.
you got to pump it up. Can you
On
pump
his-
it up twice to make it really powerful?
yes.
on his newest Twitter post, some lady said to him, "Your parents must have been siblings."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be in a chopping block for hurting Wally's psychological state, I'm sure.
I wish I had a banjo right now. I would play the first riffs of dueling banjo.
Hey, I got a
You know?
question. Do you think if Wally really came into money, and let's assume for a minute that he did, don't you think that he really wants to come back to New York because that's where it all is, and that's where his life was, and that's where his life is? But like he'll want to come back as like Scrooge McDuck and get a nicer apartment than he deserves to have and blow away
he
his
comes
money.
back wearing a fur coat.
yeah.
Yes.
You
the
come
big
back
hat
like
with the feather.
like
Dressed like
Leon-
Huggy Bear.
This is one.
Yeah.
Wally bought some car stuff, so we did
Yeah.
that.
One of these things is like replica firearms and stuff.
Yeah, there wasn't anything spicy like last time. This is like some batteries or something. This is probably
So this is well.
So he's
It's
Oh,
probably
this is
saying,
all
for
new stuff.
it's wire management probably for the LED nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
guessing.
making a pepper ball bomb.
So he hasn't even gotten his settlement
Yeah.
yet, and he's already buying a bunch of shit.
He's like,
you know?
money, I got money. Collectible. I think he got.
You're not telling me you bought a cap gun now?
Imagine he bought like this. Pap,
Jesus Christ.
come get some. No, there was like pepper spray. I'm guessing he bought like a holster.
No,
for
it was the
whatever.
Star Trek hand phaser. That's what he got.
Oh,
If you
my
scroll up, they have
goodness.
like random Star Trek shit in there too.
Did they? Oh yeah, look.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Oh, nice.
don't you
He
think he's
shops at the
watching?
weirdest places, man.
Wally, shouldn't you come in and let's just get this thing settled now? I mean, doesn't he want to settle this thing now? Now
Princess
he's got
Bride
some.
sword. Wow.
Maybe-
The
no,
site has everything. Some knives. Yeah, it could have
Wow.
been anything he bought from this place. So let's see what else he got. Then he got this, whatever this is.
This is like shoe stuff.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he restores sneakers or something. It's like a hobby.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
whatever. It's a hobby, but it's weird.
Fine.
$10 for
Into
shoe
feet.
paint.
He's into
Okay.
chicken nugget shoes.
Yeah, here's
That is a-
cool.
Wow.
He bought
That's
some shoe care. Yawn.
Does he ever leave the place other than to go to Walmart? I mean,
He's
it
got a
seems
foot
like
fetish.
Oh, I
I
hope
don't
you
think
bought
so.
this.
The mask
What is this?
and the karate
You are
He's
not
gonna
a martial.
dress up.
He is
Oh,
He's
Sensei.
gonna be a fucking Steven Seagal. He's gonna open up a self
he
defense.
bought the ringside sparring cup and groin.
Oh, he did. Oh! I think I know why he's got these martial arts stuff. He's learning to take martial arts because I guess he.
Oh, here's paintball stuff. Boy, this is
Yeah.
this is shopping for real men, right? It's like martial arts and weapons, yeah.
Oh, look! Isn't that
Glasses, yeah.
scroll up, Dan? Isn't that the hopper that he bought? Isn't that
Yeah.
what he
Oh,
got?
oh, we did it. Did we find
Yeah.
it?
Is that
$60 for more bullshit for his fucking
Jesus
gun.
He's got like 9 hop. He's got the magazine adapter for it, and it's still.
It's like it feeds balls to the gun. Like what miraculous thing is going on in this chamber that's different from the
It's
other one?
not first.
He's such a
it's
fucking
nothing.
putz.
And it's
He's
a
not-
$30
he's not-
paintball gun.
He's not shooting
right.
with
Yeah, he's
Angel
such a
Epiphany.
putz.
He
He
is
is
not
a
shooting.
$150 flashlight on a $30 paintball gun.
He is not shooting an
He's
Angel
he's
Epiphany.
compensating. And then this is more, I guess, paint for his.
That's his
Look.
aluminum black. That's where he
Yeah.
got his
He
aluminum
is
black.
not. He is not shooting an Angel Epiphany. You
What's so
know.
funny, his idiot doesn't even have an Amazon account.
And
Like,
I am.
because he doesn't have a
I'm not
credit
gonna paint
card.
himself black with that. And
I was gonna say maybe he
use
doesn't have a
one of
credit
the
card.
guns to rob a store or something.
Like that thing's a mechanical trigger. It's not a.
Oh, we're back to Wally's.
I was.
Oh,
where's
look at the
where's
doll.
the good one? I can't remember.
The doll
the
had
good one.
no hands or feet or head.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh, on that note, I can't anymore. Like deeper you dig, the more disturbing it gets.
Wait,
See
did
There
for
you
where?
go.
Oh yeah.
Here's Wally's wheelhouse. Here he is. Remember,
That's all they sell. Oh well, it was a leather skirt. This was the leather skirt site, but it was just
Black
demonstrate to his audience what the left are into. Everybody.
he had
Yeah.
what did he
I
call
have
them?
to show you by
he,
dressing up.
he needed a visual fix, fix for the audience,
Yeah.
and then he made that
As
he made the
opposed to a
video.
picture that costs nothing.
Wow.
Go back to the sex doll with no hands, feet, or leg. Or
No, that's
head.
too disturbing.
The sex
it's not.
torso?
I like this laugh.
It's got the arms and legs, but no feet or hands. Because even
Well, that's
CC
his
knows that's
fantasy.
the
He
part
just
that
wants
breaks
he
off.
just wants a limbless woman.
He bought a Gammo PT-85. What? Oh, no, somebody bought it from him, so Wally sold it. Oh, that's
Yeah.
the gun that Wally claimed was real.
Yeah, he was
with,
going like that. That's
yeah,
no
with the
toy.
shoe sherm.
That's no toy.
No
Fuck
toy.
for
I can't
sure.
show this on camera.
I don't show everything at home. Again, he's gonna go to court because Shane drove by his house, and then you show a judge and a jury that. I mean, it's not gonna go to it, but it's so fascinating. Like, what does he think will happen?
Well, yeah, we used to reference like the Johnny Depp trial. Now I think it's the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. Like, while he thinks it's all going to be this dramatic play out, and he's going to have expert testimony and expert witnesses.
Yeah, everyone will just show up. They'll have to get on a plane and show up and say, "Wally's he's a great guy."
Transformers, Autobot, Optimus Prime, Decepticon, Megatron toys, $33.
Yeah, that's I guess that someone bought it from Wally. Well, Wally parted with a Transformer. Things must have been hard back then, whenever this was posted. But those days are over. Wally can keep all the toys he buys now forever.
Oh,
You can
I
buy
mean,
new
it's got
ones now.
Dan, don't you have that? Where was that thing where he held up where in his paperwork where he was trying to show one thing, but then when you read below it, it said, "Well, Mr. Hilligas has some problems, and he's really
Financial
doesn't have
problems,
he's not able to
He
really."
highlighted the part other than he wanted his audience not to read further than that, and he's done that before. I remember when he went out, he was pals with the MGTOW guys, and he'd be like, "If they send you a link, don't click on the link, but copy it and send it to me." Like he was seriously saying that to people. Like, don't read what they say, but let me know what they say because I have my evidence file. Like, okay. Like, what do you think an average person is gonna do if you're like, don't open the box, whatever you do, just give me the box, but don't look inside the box. Everyone's gonna look in the box, Wally, is what I'm getting at.
What's in the box?
Yeah, I kind of miss Wally's videos. Let's see if I got any good stuff. I usually have something prepared. I was trying to find the one where he was saying he's got a kill list, but I can't remember where that was. When he's like, I have a list of 13 or whatever, it's 14 or 15 people. There's one person, he's like, I don't know if I want to kill him yet. But I couldn't find it.
Oh, shit. I just found Gary's Facebook page. What do you know?
Gary has a Facebook page?
Is it Slugger Gary?
No, but this is great. All right.
Something tells me he's not an active a YouTuber, Facebooker.
No, I mean well, I'm not friends with him, but the last post, public post was like 2017. But there's a good picture of logo Wally and Dad and Pill Poppin' Mom that I'm going to save here. I'll send it to you.
They're
Dan.
making fun of my precious mother that I've made fun of in the past.
Hey,
but how dare they? Who are they?
You know, that's interesting because he did comment he like made amends with Slugger, but he didn't make amends with Donna. I wonder what's going on there.
Yeah,
maybe
fuck that bitch.
She's holding out on him. You know, she's that remember his Xanax popping mom. His words, not mine. Yeah, that's great.
Let me see if I can send this to you. We can't really post it because I don't want to out his dad. Although Wally's outed his dad, so I don't know.
Who's the Slugger?
Yeah.
Slugger.
Let's see if I can attach this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I missed. I missed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, trans guy got shot. Tucker Carlson. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew.
Here's another good one. I'm enjoying my first day of true freedom, in particular from my former home of the it, what, who, obese, gay, black, Jew, transvestite, cross-dressing, sex deviant, crime-infested, socialist, climate, alarmist, fascist, communist regime of New York City. I feel cleansed or as if I am reborn. Wally's reborn, everybody.
Yeah, Waldo, if you came into a couple of bucks, how about all the people that helped you along the way? Why don't you pay them back? Well, like your pay it forward jar. Why don't you, check out who gave you what and cut them a check. All the people that helped you along the way to get your car out of hock. That would be the right thing to do.
Yes, yeah. I said that in my description of the show. I'm like, why don't you reach out to some of the people that you don't like and say, hey, I know we don't like each other now, but 5 years ago you gave me $500.
That would be
In fact, here's $600 because inflation and all that stuff, and you could still not like me, but I just want to be square, man to man. Wally, that's what a man would do, okay, tough guy. So reach out to who I'm talking about. He's a listener to the show. Okay, he gave you a bunch of money when your car was in hock. All right, do the right thing, Wally.
I gave him a C note when his car was in hock. Wally, how about it back with a little interest, right? Now that you're a big shot. Yeah, a little, come on. 3% a year. And
that's what a man would do, Wally. Be like, I know we hate one another, but I want to be square as a man.
Just half a payment as a goodwill gesture.
You can even crumple it up and throw it in a box.
Yeah, give it to me in pennies.
Yeah, here you go. Fuck you. But I pay my debts, right, Wally?
Yeah, that would be it, Wally. That's capitalism, right? That would show what a man is, right? That would be a libertarian thing to do, right? That would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it?
It's almost over. A decade of more fighting to guarantee my future is nearly complete. There are still a few pieces of paper required to make this happen.
At most, this fucker is going to get, and it sucks, 150 to 200K, which is crazy to me.
I don't think he's getting I don't think he got 200K. I think.
But let's assume he is. Let's assume he is. But the rest of his life, the fucking guy's 45. Let's see how long he makes 200K.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, Penny Pounder in the chat. What's up, Penny?
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, wow. Penny left a comment on when I made the show. He's like, I was a loyal member of the MAGA army, so
miss
MAGA.
You, Penny.
Well, Penny, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I miss Penny too.
He should do the right thing by you. If you gave him some money and hooked him up, and he came into some money. Now it's time to pay some people back.
Penny, I'll tell you what. Let me know your real name and address, and I'll make sure Wally can't just send me send me something.
I remember pretty vividly that Plastic in the Tree sent them like $30 or $35 a couple of years ago. Hey, Plastic, you should get your $35 back.
And Wally's the type of guy, he screenshots everything, so he probably has a file of how much money, who gave him what.
If Wally gets this money, he should spend some of it on getting his kids like the world's greatest Mr. Potato Head doll at Gina Carano.
He'll give him a Mr. Potato Head that actually has a little dick and a Mrs. Potato Head that has a little vajayjay, as Wally would call it.
No kidding. I watched this
you just
video.
don't put the attachment in.
I actually watched this video that he had posted up about those the cops that rushed that school in Nashville, and it was pretty awesome. Those cops were really good.
I think they were probably thinking about what was the last shooting when the guys waited for an hour. They're like, we're not gonna be those guys. We're just gonna fucking run into this shit.
Yeah, they were those guys were really good. The one guy that led them, the guy that had the rifle, and he was like, I need 3 guys. Let's go. And I think they said by the time that he pulled up and he got his rifle out of the trunk of his car to the time that he actually took out the shooter was like 3 minutes or something, which is he must have saved God knows how many lives, as bad as it was.
I think that's the silver lining of the fuck up from that other shooting. That just cops we're not gonna be embarrassed and dragged through the mud like those assholes. We're gonna run in and do our fucking job and whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whoever that guy was, Rainbow. Look at how convoluted this like it's on fire. There's logos and this is such a mess. Wally, you're a mess.
Wally, you can't run into a school shooting with your pop gun. It's not going to help.
Don't tell him that. I hope he does and runs in. And the guy just looks where Wally shot him wearing body armor and then takes care of Wally. That's right, Wally. I said you should be killed by a school shooter. Yes, he's going to go to the jail. He said I should die.
The thing that's weird about the shooting isn't that it's a trans, it's that it's a woman.
Yeah. Well, here's a weird fucking sad statistic I can't even believe I would say. People are using it as an example of how like trans is, they're violent and all this. They account mass shootings, I don't know what the time frame was. It was like the last year, which is a crazy concept. 1 out of 20 mass shooters are identify as trans. Now, the fact that you even have to say 1 out of 20, like how many mass shootings are there? It's just such a pathetic stat to know. But like, there are 19 other people who aren't trans who are committing mass shootings.
Most of them look like Wally, but Wally doesn't talk about that.
Then check men versus women, because that's a female to male trans.
I happen to think, to tell you the truth, and this is just, I don't have any scientific, but when you look at all these mass shooters, what is the one thing they have in common? They probably have a stack of drugs, like Wally puts a stack of psychotropic drugs.
And they fucked it up one week.
Yeah. They took too many of this and not enough of that, and I think that's the common thread. They also have
Raven chiming in. Raven says, scary thing, Wally might be able to get a real gun now. NC removed the need for a permit for a handgun.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
That is scary to think that this guy, I mean,
just imagine, Wally would have a handgun and it would have like a flashlight and a hopper and an extended mag and a thing. It would be like the most ridiculous looking gun ever.
He would like, Wally, just knowing his personality and seeing the way he behaves, he would pull out a real gun for like bullshit reasons, and that would, and then something bad would happen because bad shit happens fast, and he would be in the news more than he is now. So I mean, it's just not a good idea for him to have a firearm at all. And I would like to think that, like, with so much history that he has and police contact that he's had, that somewhere, somehow, there's some kind of red flag out there. Whether it be his domestic violence or his order of protection or something, that would just happen. I mean, he could look, to be honest, in North Carolina, probably at like a yard sale or something, he could probably get a gun anyway.
Or a pawn shop or something.
Yeah, somehow he would, but at least not through normal channels,
Do you think he owns a gun and he doesn't talk about it?
No.
Nah, he couldn't help himself. Nah.
Yes, I agree with that.
He wouldn't be spending that much money on 3D printed detents and hoppers for his
right.
You know how
Either
much more
nothing's fake or
expensive real
everything's fake.
firearms and real ammo is?
We
in
would
this
we would
country?
we would have like evidence of him buying
He
weird
goes
stuff.
like, especially when he was back on YouTube, he goes to these emotional undulations where he couldn't help himself. He would have to take it out and show it
We would
in
know
one of his
because
yeah.
we would know because when he weighs himself, he'd have bullet holes in his feet.
Yeah. Well, that's why his toenails look so shitty.
Right.
Shot himself with a toe.
There's a thing about, look, this is how low the men I mentioned. Like, why does he assume that everything that people post, like
That's where he said he has cancer. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, again, how do we know his dad's name's Gary? How do we know that Gary hit him with a... How do we know Gary like took drugs?
Is a slugger. How do we know he's a
Slugger
slugger?
Gary.
Like,
But Dad, I was playing a new Nintendo game. Whack! Do you think it made that noise when you swing a wiffle ball bat fast? A woof, it goes and cuts through the air whoosh, as it hits his back legs.
But I remember.
Was he wearing shorts? It was the summer. Whoosh, Dad, why?
That's why he's got his red shin. It's not from erythema nodosum. It's from Gary hitting him with a wiffle ball bat.
He goes on Twitter and he shits on 1,000 different accounts. There was I think a lady from New Jersey he was shitting on, and then like 3 or 4 people come back and challenge him, and immediately he just blocks them. He just blocks them.
Yeah, I remember somebody was like, "This guy blocked me. What an asshole!" And he showed he had a screenshot of Wally blocking him. Like who does that? What a dick. Who follows 5,000 Twitter people? Like, what does his feed look like? It must be a fucking mess. Sorry, guys,
he thinks
I
he's
can't
doing them
follow
a
anybody
favor.
else.
It's a whole reciprocity thing, right? He thinks by following them, they'll follow him, and it makes him seem like he's got more people who give a shit about what he has to say than he really does. It's like with Facebook, when he had like whatever the max is, like 2,000 friends. He doesn't have 2,000 friends. He just has clicked on 2,000 people, and some of them have responded in kind. So it makes him seem like he's got a bigger following than he does.
Look, Dan, look at some of his newest tweets. He's got some good responses there. I guess he got some people to engage him, and they look like they gave him a good
replies, right?
I guess I don't know. I'm still not that.
Yeah, I still don't know how to, and I don't log in because I don't
glad
want
you
him
said
to
it because
see,
I don't know how to use Twitter either.
I don't want him to see that I'm looking at his stuff.
Well, this is him responding, which is like a mess. So this is what he tweets, and you saying there's a response to?
Yeah.
This is 6 minutes ago. Off the press. Trans people are not gods and have zero.
You got to look for
nature.
If there any response. Oh, there's a response. My friend and I.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this one is that usually they don't want to celebrate the person that does the shooting, but right now it's like save the trans everywhere.
Given that you are trans, are you the furry type or the one who raids mommy's panty drawer? I bet you steal your poor mom's tampons, mistaking your cornhole for a taco. And this is the guy who's like, if you say that to him, you have to go to court. You have to go to court. Like law firms have to be involved. But Wally could say that, and it's fine. And then so it's neither and wrong. LOL. And then as well,
Wait, hold on. Oh, but there's more responses in the responses, I think, right? Or
hold on.
Oh no.
Slippery knows something. I don't know.
I just saw.
He's down with the scene.
I don't know. This one says there's 2 responses, but I think this is the response. I don't know. Hold on.
I don't know how this works.
I bet you need a GPS to find your paid-for-lover clitoris, and you would still get lost. That was her. If only Marina knew that Wally had a fake vagina at one point.
And he circled the clitoris.
Yeah, he's like, here it is. I know where it is.
I've shot at it before.
He thinks it's on the throat, and you're supposed to squeeze it.
Yeah, that's all the responses I see, unless there's something.
Wait, go scroll up. No, the one that has 2. There's got to be more in that one up here, right? Replying to the
click on it, I see it's hers and then Marina saying.
But go up one more. Yeah, click on this. Yeah.
That's
Oh
it's
no. Okay. All right.
Wally's.
Okay. Yeah.
He's burning a trans, and a woman comes in and burns him.
But like, why go out of your way to find a trans on Twitter to troll? Like Wally does what he accuses people of doing,
he wanted
so
makeup
it's
tips.
fascinating to me.
He wanted makeup tips to go with his skirt that he bought on eBay.
If I went on Wally's Twitter and said, "Oh yeah, you don't know where your dick is in your," like, he would run to the cops and cry. But he does it all day long. It's fine. It's fascinating to me.
I don't think it's a good idea to put those in your butt. Tampons. That's too dry.
It would just swell right up.
Yeah, and then
I
when
could
you
have
pull
used
it out,
one when
it
I had
would rip
COVID.
your
That
ass
would have
out.
probably helped me.
Probably rip your ass out when you pull it out.
I would pull, the string would come out and it would be stuck up my ass. That would,
Your ass is still all
prolapse.
like,
You go inside out.
Sorry,
Yeah.
everybody. Sorry.
pulls it all the way to the front. Oh,
We've
God.
all shit our pants. Come on. Oh, and when I got COVID exactly on my 50th birthday. It was like, happy birthday. Shit your pants.
Here goes your shitter. Oh, that's
I
pretty
don't get
interesting
the
how
whole
they store
not
those.
having a permit. I mean, Slipper, you and I are gun guys, and I don't know else. I don't. This makes no sense to me. Like, I don't believe in government overreach, but I don't believe like, yeah, go buy a gun,
no.
like, with no paper trail and no.
The
training.
reputation of America is just like, we're this gun-toting lunatic
we are.
country.
Oh, you know, like New York is definitely the aberration when it comes to the other, most of the the Northeast states in general, but like in the Midwest and down south, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just part of the culture, you know. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like, if just for, well, you know, you can't just really just walk into it guns. You still have to do a background check, but those I don't trust those background checks to be
No, I think the
comprehensive.
NICS checks, as long as there's no look, you know, clear this the one who just shot like passed the NICS check.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And supposedly there was documenting and they're taking medicine. So, you know, the systems don't necessarily talk to each other.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, no. Laundromat doing laundry. They're going to be converting the laundry facilities at the apartment complex where I live into. They're going to expand on the gym, so they're going to be doing away with.
It was a very nice gym, by the way.
The laundry center there. So, you know, I'm out here doing wash, but you know, I needed to make a laugh, something to laugh at, which is why I made the Fredo video.
Fredo video.
Thank you to my subs. Thank you to my viewers.
Oh, that's a name.
It means a lot, you know, that you guys watch my content, you know. They're already starting to come after my channel because one of my videos got taken down already because leftist liberals don't want to see the truth about themselves. There was a video that I posted about New York City being a shithole, and it was flagged for nudity because two hookers are out in the middle of Times Square beating up on each other. They flagged that as more or less pornography. But
he
this
posted
is already
that and it was like,
based
this
on
is
existing
fine
material
to
that I
post.
farmed off of YouTube. So, but of course the channel that has that footage is still up, but then they'll take my video down because, well, I wonder why. But I've appealed it, and we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you guys for watching my channel and subscribing. I can use all the help I can get, man, because you know, it's clear guys like me, the hatred towards men. The breaking up of the American family, you know, what New York is doing to me. And
you see that, you're like,
I do have a few minor updates. One is that
and when they shave their sideburns to a point,
I am on the verge of getting the parental assessment. I finally spoke to the woman. I just went home to go use the restroom because the restroom here leaves a lot to be desired. So
you went home to use the
I just drove back home. I used the restroom and I saw I had a missed phone call, so I'm going to schedule the parental assessment very soon.
I don't like to poop
so I
in
have
public
that under my
toilets,
belt.
guys.
And I did
clam
finally
up.
talk to the attorney's office
But he
to
doesn't like to
finally
poop in the
schedule
bowl,
the
he likes to
consult,
poop
the
on the
intake.
floor.
And that'll happen next Wednesday.
I can't poop when someone comes in the room.
Tomorrow early in the morning I have the appointment with LHI to confirm what I already know, that most likely my kidneys and my liver are pretty much effed.
No, they're not.
At this point,
Oh,
I'll
this is
find that
before he
out
was
tomorrow
dying.
early in the
He was
morning.
dying in the kids'
The
room.
appointment is at 8 o'clock.
Just live me
So,
He's fine, everybody.
I'm telling this to all of you guys watching, but there's a group of people I would love for them to hear what I have to say, and they just won't, and that's my family. I was born and raised into a family of narcissists.
Oh boy.
In a
Basically,
one-room
narcissists
apartment.
kind of push everything
One
is
room
somebody
schoolhouse.
else's fault, but it's never theirs. They never want to hear anything that's important to you. They never want to discuss anything about you that makes you happy or makes you proud.
9,000
Sometimes you
times
just
a
want to
day,
hear
no,
it
they
from
don't.
your parents
Yes,
that
yeah,
they're
he
proud
called
of you,
me
that they
every
love
day.
you,
It
that,
was
you know.
like, Wally.
And I don't get that. It's one thing to be on your own. Yeah, there's some, in my belief system, yeah, I do believe that there are things that you have to do on your
Wally has a
own, that you
belief
have
system,
to,
everybody.
you know, you have to take care of yourself, you have to pay your bills, you know, you have
Yeah,
to
but you
wash
don't
your
do
clothes,
that.
you
We
have to
pay
cook
your
your
bills.
food. That's meaningful and dandy and everything, but when it comes to emotional support, a simple pat on the back, a hug,
Emotional damage.
a kiss,
Oh,
to be able to go up
Wally.
to your parents
give
and
you a
say, hey, look
kiss,
what I
Wally.
accomplished,
Wally, I'll
even
kiss
with a
you
little
too.
kid.
Want a kiss?
Like my daughter, for example, when things are good, you know, I would mow the lawn in front of her house, and I wasn't supposed to be working with tools or anything like that, but I found the time to take care of the grass outside,
I had 8
which
minutes,
to this day
and
she
I got
doesn't
it all done in
appreciate.
6.
And my daughter would walk
Nobody
up to me and say,
appreciates
Daddy,
it.
You
look, a
go
little
forward
rock. I
and you
found a
pull it
rock."
back.
And I would
you're
get
like,
down on my knees and drop everything and say, wow, you found that rock, and give her a big kiss on her cheek and say, wow, Daddy's proud of you. Daddy's so proud of you.
Wow.
Maybe it's a dinosaur bone. You want to keep
What's-
it and then wash it
didn't-
off her and
Didn't
put a
Slugger
big
just say
collection
he
of
was
rocks into a bucket,
proud?
because that's the kind of father I am. But nobody wants to acknowledge that, because that's what a father should
Wow,
do.
you played
That's what
with
a parent
rocks with
should
your
do.
daughter. Well
Acknowledge
done,
accomplishments,
Yes,
no
that's the
matter
guy
how
who, like, during the
mundane
video, she's like,
or how
"Daddy, I'm
trivial.
hungry." You go away. I'm still
And I don't
talking
get
to my
that
kid.
to this
Like,
day.
"Daddy,
I just had a
He puts
texting
his hand on
argument
her
with my
face
mother
and
because
shoves
it's
her
the same thing.
away.
I don't want to hear it. I want nothing to do with it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know how devastating that is to me right now when I have nobody in my life, except for the friends that I have here in Charlotte, and
You're
I'm
in
holding
the
back
band.
tears behind my
Music.
glasses saying this.
Think the music.
Trump. Make America great again.
Make America great again, and a German soccer jersey.
You know, when you need your family the most, you know, there are certain times in life where you need your family. You need that unit to come together in unity to help defend your blood. There are very few moments like that in life, like Christmas, for example. You know, the family's supposed to come together. I haven't seen my family since I moved down here.
Because they don't want to go see you.
Christmas, everybody.
It's Christmas, for God's sake.
Oh, he's
I know.
the wet works are coming, everybody.
No Christmases, no birthdays,
Oh God.
no Thanksgivings, no nothing. Everything I've done
It's
these
not
past few years
right.
is by myself. Because they've made me ashamed of them.
It's not right.
They've
guys.
made me embarrassed and ashamed of the kind of people they are. And it's sad because I'm the only one that really truly cares about our family history. Like, I know a great deal about our background and our family history. Like, one of our relatives, you know, one of our distant cousins, one of our relatives was actually Secretary Treasurer of this country, Michael Hillegas. My grandfather, my father's father, served in World War II. I was a World Trade Center recovery worker. We have construction workers and blue-collar
Not a
family
first responder.
all throughout our family history. If you go all the way back to Baden-Württemberg, Germany,
Yeah, but how many of them have a purple
our
heart?
family were more or less, when there were disputes over property between two landowners, they came to our family to help settle those
how
disputes.
does he know
And we
this?
came into this country and we helped settle this country and adapted and assimilated and became American citizens in the legal traditional means. There's a lot of history in my family and our extended cousins.
I'd like to think
Other
500 years
people's
ago there
families
was a
don't have
guy
history.
that looked
well-known
just like
singer
Wally.
out there. If you
Like,
Google
he
his
was
name, you'll find him. I
Wally's
believe he
ancestor.
sings country. There's a lot of Sean Hillegas was a baseball player. We have a rich family history.
Who else
He
here
just-
You know, I'm the
showed
only
up
one that seems to
yesterday? Everybody
appreciate
has
it
a
or care.
family history.
He googled his last name and everybody who's
But
a Hillegas was
it's
like,
the
yeah.
narcissist part that hurts me the most.
Yeah.
Then there's Wally Hillegas.
Where
who
everything
has a
is, I don't
purple
want to
heart.
hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. And this is one of those times where I'm vulnerable, where I
It's,
just need
it's
someone
Gary
to say,
and
man.
Donna just telling him to shut the fuck up. But Mom, I need a hug. You got one a half an hour ago. Shut up. I'm trying to
Wally said, if you were up here, I would give you a whack.
I'm trying to
just need
watch
a
the
hug
Tucker
or a pat
Carlson.
on the
Get the
back.
fuck out of here.
Remember when he was playing with
Or
a
a
can
kiss
of
on the
food
cheek or something.
there? She's like, stop playing with it.
I wish I had those videos.
It's in one of his
Even as an
Facebook
adult,
Live
as a
videos.
grown man, you know, I need emotional support,
Emotional damage.
and I'm just not getting it.
Because you're an asshole.
Because you're trying to get it on YouTube.
It's never their problem. It's never their fault. It's none of their
Because
business.
you
They don't want to
exhaust
hear it.
everybody emotionally.
Oh, but if you do
Wally.
great and if you succeed and you're going someplace and you got good things going for you, man, they'll be all over you.
Just like your
And then they'll
family's
treat you
gonna
like
be hitting
gold.
you up for money,
Yeah.
Wally. You know, Daddy's dying.
And I've reached the
Got
point
money.
where I'm tired of pleasing them. This is why I don't call them and I don't see them, because I know exactly what they're going to say. I know them inside and out.
Who is he making
The
this
worst thing
video
you can ever
for?
do to your
It's
kids,
fascinating, right?
and I'm speaking to those parents out there,
Oh, it's crying.
There you go, right there.
is
He's
not to
telling you
acknowledge their accomplishments,
It's crying. Apex
whether those
Alpha.
accomplishments are trivial or not. Your kids one day are going to walk up to you and find a bottle cap sitting on the street, on the sidewalk,
Not yours.
on a street somewhere if you're walking down your street, and they're gonna go, Daddy, look at this. Don't go, yeah, it's garbage, yeah, and then knock it out of their hands. You go
Like
like
that
that,
one
you say,
video
wow,
that he
look at
made.
this. But you know,
Wow, look at this.
it's
Grimberg,
garbage, but I'm proud of you
68.
for sure. Just even saying the words, you're proud. I mean, you know,
Daddy,
your kids
I
are
got
gonna
a
be
rubber
doing some
ball
weird
with
stuff on a
leather
piece of
straps
paper
on
with a
it.
crayon.
What is
Yeah.
this?
And it might not
What
look
are these
like
weird
anything, but
clips
to your
with a
kid,
chain
that's the
connected
entire
to 'em?
universe.
What do they do?
You gotta splice that
Even
part
now,
where
if
he
my
says,
parents are
"Don't push
watching
the
this
kid
video,
away,"
they're
and
gonna say,
then
this
splice
guy
it
is sick.
with the
You
video
know why?
where he
Because they
pushes
won't
the
admit
kid away.
that these are the kind of people that
Yeah,
they are.
we're proud of you, Wally. You got into a domestic dispute with
That
your
they simply
girlfriend,
will not
got in
acknowledge
a car, ran
anything
away to
that
North
I've done.
Carolina, and left your kids behind. We're so proud of you.
Oh, I just
If
If
realized
everything
the
is going
car
fine,
that
they'll
he had
be there,
sex
no
with
problem. They'll
Marissa
be
in
there.
is
They'll
now
be there in a
gone.
heartbeat.
I wonder
When
how he
things
was
go sour.
Oh shoot!
He was
There
emotionally
might be
attached
other
to
hair.
that.
There might be other hair bands in the back.
They
seat. I
won't.
hope
They
you check
just.
for them.
You're on your own.
Right in the middle of the back section,
There's a
it
difference
smelled like
between,
her crotch.
telling
If you
someone
get
to
down
be on
right
their
in
own
the
when it
rug,
comes to paying their
you can
bills
still
and
smell
having a roof over their head. I mean,
where
I've
her
been living
ass
down
was
here in
when he
Charlotte
was
now for
nailing
3
her
years.
in the back.
I think I'm doing pretty good.
Wally, how do I
I
know
already
that you had
accomplished
sex with
more
your
for
girl in the
myself
car?
than
How
what
do I
the two of
know?
them have done
If
combined
you
by
got
having
your
a
nose
two-bedroom
right up there
apartment.
to
I
the
did what was
carpet,
Yeah,
it smelled
necessary.
like
You can
oil
smell
trim.
her.
I
You
sacrificed.
can
I
smell
gave up
just like
everything.
crotch.
Smells like chimichangas.
I did even what my father refused to do. You know, he's a drinker and he's a smoker. I don't smoke and I stopped drinking. I put
no, you
aside
didn't.
all the habits and I did everything more than what he's ever done and more, and did what was necessary.
I bailed the mic.
But they don't acknowledge that. He won't acknowledge that. You have no idea how hard it is to not even your own family is on
I
your
like how
side
he's
when you need them
holding
the
the
most.
camera. He doesn't even have it in a mount at this
And that's what
point.
narcissists are.
Tired.
Everything is always somebody else. Somebody else. It's not you. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be bothered.
Message.
It's you know, when you're treated, you know what it's like for me to look at myself in this camera and say I'm an inconvenience to them.
Yes.
You're an inconvenience
Fair.
to everybody.
That's
You're an
fair.
asshole, Wally. You're an asshole.
No one likes you. Yes.
I mean, all I need right now is a hug.
Oh.
And a shoulder to
I
cry
would
on.
hug
I
you
don't have
so
it.
hard. Right around the throat.
Especially now.
Wally,
Especially now.
I'll hug you, Wally.
I feel sorry, and I truly say this to my viewers who are going through something similar, or you have been either disowned by your family or you've disowned your own family. I know what it's like. I understand it more than you guys realize. Just that lack of compassion is by far one of the most greatest tragedies I personally have ever felt in my life.
Well, just take the glasses
Ever
off.
experienced
Come
in my
on.
life. Just
Rip the wearing out
the
of
sheer
his ear,
lack
honestly.
of just
Why is
hearing
this
your
in
parents
public?
say, "Wow, I'm proud of you."
All of Wally's possessions are soaked with his tears.
But everything
his-
is
his
somebody
eyeglasses,
else's
his
fault.
hats.
It's never them. They don't want to hear it. They want nothing to do with it. You're on your own, but God forbid, look out, if I won the lottery, watch who would be knocking on my door first.
Prophetic.
What did he say? He said his father said when he found out that he came into some
I
money,
actually feel
don't
my
spend it
stomach
all.
twisting. I
He
really
knows
didn't
him
eat
well
anything
enough.
today. I made 3 videos today.
Yes, yeah,
Including this
Slugger
one.
Gary said don't spend it all.
And my stomach is in knots because
Don't
this whole
spend it all
thing is
because
ruining
you're
me
going to have
emotionally.
to pay for my medical support.
And
Thanks,
even
Wally.
now, like all I ever wanted from my parents is just be there for me. Just be there. I wasn't even invited
They
to
were
my
there,
sister's
Wally.
wedding. Why? Out
Gary
of
was
selfish
standing at the
spite.
door with a wiffle ball bat at 2 in the morning.
Self-spite. At times when the family's
when you were
supposed to be
supposed to be
together.
home before midnight.
And I always made the effort to bring the family together.
In North Carolina.
But because, I'm the good guy who wears the heart on his sleeve, who tries the hardest to make people see there's a different way.
You don't even have a heart on, Wally.
There's a part of me that says they're just people are just wired a certain way and they're just not going to change.
I would love to see Wally's disemboweled heart.
But they
taped
always
to
expect
his-
you to
his
change
chest.
for them,
That
but they
would- I
won't
would love
change
to
for
see
you. And that's the trick. That's the magic trick behind a narcissist. They want you to change just for them, but they won't change for you. They won't bend for you. They won't do anything that fits your expectations, but they want you to fit their expectations. That's
Well,
the nature of the
Wally's
narcissist.
talking about
So
himself.
close. I know, it's so close to self-realization.
You have to be everything that they want you to be, but you can't be anything that, you know. I guess you know what I'm trying to say, guys.
you're
I'm sorry.
talking about
This video,
yourself,
it's overwhelming
Wally.
for me to keep talking about this stuff.
I can't, guys.
I wish you guys can understand the loneliness that I'm feeling in my life. I'm 42 years old, man. You know, whatever mistakes I made, I've paid for 10 times over, but it's like a never-ending nightmare, a consistent, daily nightmare. And every time
I don't think we were even like on the scene with
every time I
anything
wake up,
at
I
YouTube
ask
at
God,
this
and I keep
point,
the Bible
This
right
is
by my bed, like,
pre
why?
us, yes.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. This was a whole nother thing. Yeah.
He was still MAGA Man. If you're looking at, he's still MAGA Man.
Oh yeah, he was still
But-
MAGA Man. So this is some really original Wally stuff.
When I needed my family the most, they weren't there. I don't care about money. I don't care about
that's the
material
RAV4,
possession.
it's God.
I don't care about
about
money. This is the guy taking
Any
a,
of that
a
stuff. I
sandwich.
just
Scrooge
needed
Big
it.
Dog,
When I needed it the
motherfucker.
most, they weren't there for me.
He's such a
I'm coming to
Or a
get
pat on
you.
the back.
he's such a detestable human being in every manner. There is nothing positive about.
But
this
that's the
guy.
nature of
Leonard's Kitchen chiming
narcissism.
in. Whoever that is, what's up?
You got to change for them, but they won't change for you.
Lennon.
You got to feel for them, but they won't feel for you.
Yes.
But they'll be around you whenever everything's okay and everything is fine and everything, and you're on top of your game.
And
But
when you have
when
money,
you're on your
Wally,
knees and you're in the dirt,
mommy's gonna love you again because you got money.
you are dirt. Anyway, guys, I gotta go check on my laundry. Listen, I really appreciate you guys taking the
I
time
gotta
to watch
check on my
videos,
laundry.
man. This is gonna be a rough deal
Oh,
for
so
a
he's
few
at the
weeks.
laundromat? Is that
You know,
what's
I got a
going
lot
on?
of things in motion.
Yeah.
I filed a judiciary complaint against New York. I got the parental assessment that
He's
I'm
going
going
to
to start.
complain
It
about it.
seems tomorrow
What?
I'm going to be able to start that, or at least I'm going to get the information as to how to start that. I got the LAJ exam
Oh, yeah,
to
this is
confirm
when
what
he
I
was
already
gonna
know, that
sue
there's
all
something
of New
seriously
York
wrong with
because
my
his trial went
kidneys or my
south.
liver or both.
Oh, he's dying.
By tomorrow, hopefully, if it hasn't got there already, you know, the Dr. Arouse will have the notarized authorization to view my evidence, so you can get a clear
Dr.
understanding with
Arouse?
everything. And I'll know if he looks at it because I'll get the login
And it'll be
alert
notarized.
in my emails, because that's what happens when somebody logs in other than on my phone. I'll get the alert. So we'll see how that works
Did
out.
he say his doctor's name is Dr. Arouse?
Yeah.
But never in my life
not
have I
gonna-
ever felt
not
so
gonna get
alone
that
and so
call.
lost
That's,
like I do right
that's
now.
a porn star's name.
Dr. Giggles.
He's crying again.
He's gotta go see Dr. Feelgood.
Anyway, guys, let me get going. I gotta check out my laundry. It's 6 o'clock already. So listen, God bless. And take care. You guys aren't the only ones
gotta
going
check
through
my laundry,
pain
guys.
and heartbreak. There's a lot of us that are out there that are
There's a
dealing
bunch of
with
underwear,
dealing
no
with
socks,
things that
like
we just
4 jerseys.
I just don't get it.
I bet he hand washes.
Take care,
his
guys.
jerseys, 'cause
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
I was gonna say
like a machine
Woolite
will,
and stuff.
a machine will like ruin them. So you gotta hand wash them. You know.
Oh, we lost Slippery here. Oh, well.
Yeah. Slippery had enough. Dr. Arouse. So yeah, that was classic Wally in his car.
Jeez.
Doing his laundry, I guess. Wally, you could send out for your laundry now. You don't have to do it yourself. You can like
Oh, they have Uber laundry?
no, you can just
Well,
drop it off. Just be like
New York City always had pickup and drop off. We have laundry service.
Chinese
Uncivilized shithole that is New York.
yeah, I did
So-
the math. It was like $5 more to just drop it off than for me to sit there. I was like, fucking do it.
Right.
Wash my shit. Comes all folded in a plastic bag. It's all nice.
This guy. He's spending. He's back.
Yeah, I had a quick technical problem. It said my mic was unplugged, but it wasn't, so I had to do what they recommend, right? Just reboot.
Reboot and call me back.
Hey, somebody, I haven't seen any drone videos from you lately. What's up with that?
I've had so much work. I've been going crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been all over the place doing all kinds of stuff. I haven't had even a chance to get going on that. But yeah, I thought that, like for a while, I was like checking my YouTube, like the statistics page, and I was getting like so many views. But when you don't like post stuff again,
Right.
I guess the algorithm like takes you out, and I'm down to like almost nothing again. I was getting like 30 subscribers a day that was
Oh, wow.
signing up. I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, now it's like down to nothing. But
I ignore it. It's no one's watching my shit. It's fine. I don't.
yeah,
care. I'm not
I
monetized.
it's like like for a while I was really having a lot of fun with it, and I was getting subscribers, and I was getting like especially the shorts video. I guess they pushed that. They were getting a lot of views, but like when you don't upload regularly and then just stop for a while, I was just like trying to upload anything to just kind of keep it going. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's like I guess the people that do it. It's gotta be like a full-time job.
You mean you can't sit around all day like
No,
Wally and go to
no,
Walmart and tweet?
no,
Like
I
I don't
can't.
use Twitter, but like this, I would imagine even Wally tweets more than your average person on Twitter. I don't know. Like, the guy's got nothing to do all day, so.
But it's like it's like just like you said, it's just like a facsimile of his YouTube stuff. It's just
Yeah, it's like the written
disjointed.
transcript.
Yeah, it's disjointed. All of a sudden, he'll show his pop guns and say, "I got a hopper for it." Like, but then there's a couple of views and no interaction. Like nobody cares. I would get frustrated. If I were him, but that's the one thing about this guy. He doesn't give up. He's like got these horse blinders on, and it just doesn't phase him.
He's
After a while, you would
gravity.
say, yeah.
He's gravity.
Most people would say, I'm not gonna waste my time on this if nobody's interacting with me. And then he tries the other angle. He tries to troll people on George Takei and other people that are Rob Reiner, all the classic liberals. He tries to troll them. You think they even come on his radar? I mean, like I'm sure people come on their radar if they're like witty or have a little sense of humor or say something compelling. But those memes are just horrible. I mean, I remember somebody once mentioned like it's fucking terrible. The quality is terrible. They're not witty. They're not funny.
There's too many words.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
that may have been the guy that Wally like blocked after like the guy like said your memes suck. He was like, well, goodbye, sir.
Yeah.
Like who has that much? I think Garage Autonomous said like who has that much energy to like do that.
Like some memes, like no matter what, if they're political, and no matter what side of the political spectrum you come from, if they're witty, they're witty. They're just fun. I mean, it's just like I saw a meme today that was like a little bit heartbreaking. Actually, it was like a guy dragging his son. This would have been Wally dragging his son out of a classroom, saying, "Don't look at the picture on the blackboard," which was like a Roman sculpture showing a guy's penis, while in the rest of the classroom, kids were shot to death, like bleeding, and he's like dragging him out for that. I thought that was kind of witty and kind of compelling, but there's nothing that Wally does that's compelling or witty or funny or amusing. It's just
I disagree.
It's just like,
he does like when he's crying in front of the laundromat. That's fucking funny.
oh yeah. But meme wise, yeah. Oh yeah, right.
Going, Mom and Dad never liked me. Anyway, I gotta finish up doing my socks, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah. This is the 45-year-old man that's descended from Germanic freaking warriors, and
his family settled land disputes in 1493. Like, how does he know that?
The guy that's patrolling the neighborhood for BLM with his pop guns, and
imagine there was a guy that looked just like Wally living 800 years ago, and he was the best. Like, he was a warrior. He was a wise tribal leader. Imagine that. And now there's Wally. It's like
with red pants.
It reminds me that there's that meme, and it shows a pug at a birthday party with a birthday hat on, right? And then it shows 10,000 years ago, like this wolf in the forest.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
that's Wally,
like the wolf Wally. He was like this ultimate warrior guy, like the real alpha male. And now he's just like, guys, I gotta do my laundry. My mom doesn't like me.
Literally, the pug with the birthday hat on, like in front of the birthday cake.
What happened?
Yeah, where did it go wrong 10,000 years later? This is the guy that he's going to patrol the streets and he's going to, shoot people with his gun and he's going to protect everything and set up booby traps. But he's in his car saying he wants a hug from mommy. He's 45 years old.
That's all. He's got to reach underneath his Oakleys, his fake Oakleys, and cry.
Where's mommy?
Just take the Oakleys off, Wally.
He has this disdain for like the New York City family courts, right? As if like one day the New York City family courts came.
The whole
and said,
system is ruined.
Yeah, but who dragged him into that system? Baby mama, right? His own actions dragged him into that system. Do you think anything different would have happened no matter what state it was? Like under those circumstances? I mean, maybe marginally, but like he got dragged in because of his own domestic violence.
Wally also adds in the 501st, like when he went to space trial, and he talks about that on the same level of like New York State like court system.
Was Captain Pike in the corner in that thing?
That's the wrong franchise, Slippery. Goddamn.
Oh, sorry.
Did he have to walk the plank out into space?
But that was like it was gonna go to like the Galactic Senate or whoever. It was gonna go to like the group is like worldwide. It was gonna go like outside the group, and people like Wally
right to the emperor himself.
Like you're just pissing. These are volunteers. You're gonna piss off everyone. Don't do it. But Wally was gonna fight all the way up to the galactic, whatever it was. I was like, Wally, just sit down for 6 months, okay? Like you made a fool out of yourself. But he will not be silenced.
Everything in his world is a fight. Like when he had a job, it was a fight with the boss or a fight with the coworkers, his fight with his family, a fight with baby mama, a fight with Gildardo, a fight with the Star Wars guys, a fight with the Mason guys, a fight with his bandmates.
So much so whenever he needed a hug, his mom was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you need a hug.
Do you think he'll
You
pay
just
his
got
dues?
one. He gets a big passive-aggressive hug from his mom. He's like, oh.
Do you think he's going to pay his dues to the Masons and get up to date?
Yeah, right. Wally, another thing, you man up, okay?
Yeah, right. Well, Wally, if you pay your dues and come up to date, it's a way for you to get back into the good
join an
graces.
organization. They have rules, dues. You
Doesn't
got
he
to
have
follow
to be vetted again, or no?
Actually,
Good luck with that.
To be a Mason, ask a
right.
Mason.
Well, yeah. After you've been like dropped from the rolls for non-payment of dues, you have to withstand a ballot again. Yeah, to be able to get back in. So
this makes me think. For a guy, his entire life has just had this longing to belong, right? Which is why he's in a band. Which is why he joined the 4 or 5 different Star Wars groups. Which is why he joined the Masons.
Yeah,
and he keeps trying to join shit and become a brotherhood.
Right.
Like, what groups is he trying to join now? Nobody wants him. Nobody's gonna have him. Like, you think he could join a bowling league, for God's sake?
He does have his militia people, whoever they are. I would love to find out.
It's probably like all the kids on the short bus.
It's two people. It's him and another guy.
Well,
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Well, would he be the cook?
I don't see any BLM here either. I don't know what's
Shitty
going
and
on.
Shardy.
So role play. You show up with the militia guys and they're there and they've got they're like Kyle Rittenhouse and they've got ARs and they've got
This is just as good.
And then
I bought a new hopper, guys.
I have a less lethal, and they're like, well, okay, but is there any reason that you don't have a 1911 or a Glock or? Oh, well, I'd like to hear that story, what he would tell them. Well, I prefer less lethals.
These guys also could
I
be
bet you he says
be a whole collection of misfits and knuckleheads that may not have guns.
I bet you he says like New
You're
York,
right.
like he had a false trial in New York and now they say
right.
Fuck
He
those guys.
Yeah,
I have 6 hour bullets though. I have 2 bullets at home. You should see them, guys.
You also know, when we said this before, he plays up the 9/11 thing. Like, to people outside New York, they're like, ooh, well, like, go on, tell us all about it, Uncle Wally. And they fall for his nonsense because what do they know to call him out on, right? They don't know what's true or what's not true. So he wears all his shit, and it's like a stolen ballot thing because people will be like, you are not. He always has to mention he's a 9/11 recovery worker. There
are plenty of people that got the money Wally got that didn't. They don't talk about 9/11 every day. They filled out the paperwork. They said they were down there if they're sick. And
Yeah,
like
right,
they
right,
didn't
if
blast
they-
it
yeah.
on. Wally's like, thank God I talked about it every day. Like that
He's
doesn't.
got the
That, like that
logos.
made a difference. That made a
Yeah.
difference
He
somehow.
goes
You
to
know.
the gas station. They're like, "Oh, you were 9/11? Oh, okay." You know.
Yeah.
He goes to get plasma. They're like, "Get the fuck out! Weren't you the guy here 2 weeks ago?"
I remember when I went to a Christmas party with him with the costuming group, and I was like, I got up to go to the bathroom, and he was at the other end of the table, and when I walked by him, he was like, and the debris, but like he was in the middle of a 9/11 thing as I was walking by, and I remember thinking like, this guy just never fucking turns.
Well, that's why he said we told him to shut up and stop talking about it. No, because not because we don't believe it's a thing, but because you would not stop talking about it.
I told him
anybody.
because he made a video crying about how nobody wants to talk to him when he goes to a troop, and I was like, let me try to tell this guy what he's doing, and then Wally's like, fuck you for telling me why. Wally, you asked me to tell you. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. When it came to Wally and talking about 9/11, I'm sure that the Guantanamo terrorists got a choice. Look, we'll lock you in a room with Wally for now and listen to his 9/11 stories, or you can be waterboarded. And they all took the fucking waterboarding.
Oh, we'll blast bad music 24/7, or you can talk to this man for 7 minutes.
Oh my God! You know,
Give me the music.
You ever have like an elderly relative? I mean, everybody like's got an elderly relative, and the one thing you don't do is ask them how they're doing or what their health is, because you know it's going to go on. Had a stroke in my eye and my this, and I'm, you know, Wally's that when he starts talking about like his and then like he had a couple of people. So like the guy that would sit next to him at the bar that got him into the lodge, and I asked him, I said, Herbie, is this guy really? Oh yeah, he's fucked up. He's you would he sold his comm man job to this guy. But he's really.
They're
I'm like,
making fun of my mental state.
I said, well, what has he got? Was he got cancer or something? You know, but you would think when he talked like that, oh, he's really bad. Like, I don't really know. He says he's got, because
bonitis.
he has cockleitis.
His kidney and spleens are failing. They're failing. My honey is my pee is like honey.
Years.
But that's the thing, like when he starts to talk about, oh, New York, the court did this to me. Well, no, the court didn't do it to you. Baby mama. You did whatever you had with baby mama. She felt compelled enough to get a lawyer and drag you into court with the kids and everything. So why are you blaming
It's
New
because
York?
she's coached. She's coached by her daddy. That's why.
Yeah,
She doesn't have any free thought at all.
There was somebody on the milk route that grabbed her on the side and said, what are you doing with this jerk? Oh, he's protecting me on my milk route.
While he walks 3 feet in front of her with his hopper gun.
Again, this goes back to what Dan always says. Wally, why do we know that baby mama had a milk route? Why should we know this? I mean, it's all ridiculousness.
Or that her dad was drug playing Joker poker.
Why do we even know that his name was Gildardo? Why do we know any of this stuff? It's so ridiculous. And he's gonna sue us and he'll play this game over and over.
Just Gildardo in front of the machine going beep beep beep.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you think he was a better gambler or worse when he was drunk, Gildardo?
Yeah, he told the whole thing. Yeah, he was slumped over the Joker poker machine.
my daughter's dating this fucking loser. Beep beep beep. Yeah, Wally, the only pleasure he got in the world was going to play Joker poker. He got out of the house.
Yeah,
he had to listen to you bang his daughter and yell at her. Yeah, I can't blame the guy. God bless Gildardo.
On Facebook, he's got a few posts as of December of 2022. So, and
Who's
that's
this?
public. Gildardo.
Gildardo. Oh.
So I wonder.
Well,
I
he's
add him as a friend.
We should all friend him right now. Like all of a sudden, Gildardo gets 3 requests. Like what?
I just sent my friend request. We'll see what happens.
No.
Or there's Donna, there's Gary, there's his brother. They're all on Facebook.
Sister.
I sent the brother a note when Wally was talking shit about. I guess who would that be? That would be his father? No.
I'm Facebook
his
friends
father.
with I'm Facebook friends with the drummer of what were they called? Engine of the Sun.
Oh yeah, have you talked to them at all? I wish we could have gotten them on here. We need another.
I never approached
Wally
them with that. It's kind of weird to try to how you would explain this interaction.
Yeah.
But he
I
actually
disagree. I think it would be like everyone hates. Remember the guy you don't like? Everyone hates him. He's been continuing his work of pissing people off
He
for
might
a
have been the most
decade. And
popular
you should
guy in the
join up.
band.
We have someone from his high school years. You should come on the show.
Hey,
and,
Wally
you
could
know.
spend some money. He could buy a new guitar. He could buy a new amp. He could start a new band.
I think I said that. I'm like, pick up the guitar again. I wish I knew how to play an instrument. Pick it up. Fucking, put some headphones on. Wally, don't disturb your neighbors, okay? Put some headphones on and buy a guitar. That's good advice.
And don't stick it into a phony vagina.
He doesn't even own an acoustic guitar. Like, you think if you played guitar, you would just have a guitar in the garage.
Like if you're, everybody I've ever known that like was like a musician. That's like something that's like that's in you. That's not like something that you can stop. Like you would, if you were a musician like him, a guitarist, you would have like everybody I know would like have their guitar and just like pick it up and start doing stuff on it or whatever. But Wally could have never been that deep of a musician, right? I mean, I don't know. I listened to this stuff.
I have every instrument I've ever owned.
Right? Oh, you're a musician, Hidden?
Oh,
or
Hidden's
no?
a musician.
Really?
Cam up and let's play a tune.
I've got drums. I've got bass. I've got.
Really? I mean, what is your instrument? Because I know musicians can generally play more than one.
I started on bass, but
that
was just because I was afraid of going on the guitar.
I always wanted to play the bass. I would think
the bass seems cool, like if
because it's easy. It's not that it's easy to play bass, but that it's easy to get a spot in a band.
You're the
never bassists around.
Are you the John Deacon of Canada, so to speak?
I doubt it. I don't know who that is, but I doubt it.
Who is that?
John Deacon. He was the bassist of Queen.
Canadians know Rush. You gotta refer to Rush.
I saw Rush. They were I saw them back in the day. They were fantastic. They were great. Didn't their
I almost went to
was that Neil Peart? What was his name?
Yeah, Neil something.
Yeah.
The drummer.
Yeah.
I almost Primus played by me, and they did a show, and it was just them playing Rush tunes, but I didn't get to it. But I should have went to see.
I saw them at Jones Beach once. Rush,
played.
I think, back in the day. They were unbelievable. They were great.
The Gods of the North, I think, is what they call.
Now, you can't see like the bands from my youth. These guys were all in their 70s and 80s, so like you end up watching bands that play their cover.
Yes, it's very depressing when you see your.
Yeah.
I wonder just how many Canadian bands you guys actually know.
Oh, I know.
I
know Celine Dion. I know
all the worst.
What's his name? Bryan Adams, man. He's great.
Before I begin this presentation, this video is being uploaded under the fair use doctrine. Fair use allows content creators to utilize static images, video, audio, artwork, etc. for the sake of news reporting, parodies, satire, educational purposes, commentary, criticism, and discussion.
We get it, Wally. Fair use.
Forgive me as I'm under a little bit of stress.
He's stressed.
Everybody. Right now, so
if he had to live a real life,
he saw words on the screen. Everybody, he's stressed
because of the nature of these attacks against me, where it is so aggressive and so egregious that until one of my cases is said and done, I'm held hostage by time and nothing but. Otherwise, I would have taken legal action by now. But I want you to see a perfect example of how Dan King and Kevin Colbert have incited others to attack me in such an egregious and aggressive way that, it is to me a very disturbing and uncomfortable situation where someone like this has outright posted publicly that they should attack or go after my income.
What?
And this
what are you worried about, Wally?
Send a screen capture of this particular comment.
Did you fudge some numbers, right, Wally? What are you worried
about? To my legal
representatives
representatives back in New York, that should anyone even attempt or dare to do a thing like this, they are to let me know immediately. And for me to have to
remember when he told the leasing office to contact him immediately
like
when Dan King calls up?
It is, it's disturbing. To me, it's a very uncomfortable feeling to know that people are literally threatening my income and my livelihood, something that I fought.
Your livelihood? He has no livelihood.
True Sherm checking in.
Oh, True Sherm.
Kevin Colbert and all his followers are beyond aggressive. Threatening to call everyone and everybody that I either used to know or currently know, to dox people just to get to me. It's going to have to be dealt with in a court of law, and I have to simply wait. It's it's uncomfortable. It's disturbing. It's emotionally stressful. But until I know where my third and final case rests, I'm pretty much held hostage by time and nothing but.
Hostage to time.
You know, I was told by my
Isn't that a
attorney
Metallica
representing
song?
me for my VCF 9/11 case that I have 30 business days before I know exactly what's going to happen, and that could be any day now. So
That was what, like a year or two ago?
This is
I simply
this
have
is
to
like
be
probably a
patient.
year
You
ago.
can imagine what it feels like to be on the receiving end of what is clearly a coup by those who are engaging in what is nothing short of public humiliation and aggravated harassment. The messages that I've been getting through Rumble are beyond comprehension to the point where now I've had to message Rumble directly to have my account taken down.
Can you imagine this
Because
guy
of the
working
obscene
at a
nature of
job,
some of the threats
like
being made
interacting
against
with
me,
other
that somebody's
humans in a
they're
normal
gonna
way?
cut me
Where, like, if
open
the
and
boss
I
said
should
to him,
commit
"Hey, you
suicide,"
screwed that up. You got to
this
do
is
that
all
over,"
being
he'd be like,
incited
"My
by Dan
lawyers,
King,
I'm
Kevin
going to call my
Payne.
lawyers."
How dare you?
Videos about
Yeah.
that. In the near future, I have friends of mine coming over, and right now I really
They're
need
infringing my
company because
17th
I am-
Amendment rights to
He
whatever
has
that
that
is.
friend.
tell
He's like,
I
I
am-
saw
I
something
am
on YouTube. You have to come
dealing
over,
with a lot
guys,
of
and give me a
emotional
hug
stress
because
because
mom
of
and dad
this.
will give me a
I
hug. Did
want
you
to
see
get
my
back to the
video where
content that
mom
you
and
guys
dad won't
like
even
and
hug
enjoy,
me?
but unfortunately, because of the egregious and aggressive
Egregious.
nature of these attacks against me, I have no choice but to defend myself. So I apologize to
choice.
all my viewers and my subscribers if you've had to
Apologize,
endure any of this nonsense, but clearly this is an organized coup of individuals trying their best and doing everything they can to literally destroy my life. It's not fair. It's not right. It's something I
my
never
life.
thought I would ever have to experience. And to be on the receiving end of all this, to me, I feel not so good these days emotionally. You know, to have people like this inciting others to threaten my income and to try to have something I fought for years and years to have that taken away from me. What kind of animals are these people? And I'm doing everything
Wally,
I can to
I'm
protect
not an
myself
animal.
and defend
Now we have to go
myself
to court.
against these egregious claims. But the
Egregious.
aggressive nature, the obsessive compulsive nature
His
of these
word a
people
day
is just
calendar.
beyond
Egregious was the
comprehension.
word of the
And
day.
quite frankly, I don't even know what to say anymore, except for the
This
fact
goes
that
good
it
with
is
Jerry
taking
was a
an
race car
emotional toll
driver.
on myself at this point. So, and
The
again,
crazy
to
bass
my
line.
viewers and my subscribers, I deeply apologize for this. This is not what the channel represents, but I don't have a choice but
Sorry,
to
guys. He has no
I have no
choice.
choice.
Sorry, guys.
Until
Yeah.
next
But
time,
to make
everyone,
shitty
thank you so much for
content.
your continued support. And
This
I'll
was
hopefully
when he was on the
talk to
bottom
you soon.
of the sine wave. He was down in the valley. You know, this wasn't when he was up here where he wanted his.
America great.
Savage, you should be ashamed of yourself. Wally was upset for 3 days.
When he's up here, he wants the trolls to be chained to his toilet to bidet his asshole. But when he's down here, yeah.
I love that video. Poor Hidden had to like babysit Wally while he's talking about his dick and stuff.
Maybe, can we petition YouTube to get his channel back? Can we do that?
At
Listen,
this point,
I'm sorry. I actually missed his content.
I mean, at this point, Wally, come back to YouTube where we had so much more fun. The Twitter stuff that just doesn't do the same. It doesn't.
Wally
have the
thinks
same...
once the Supreme Court reviews Section 230,
230 Section
somehow
230
his
will
like
be,
and Queen Mahat too. Somehow their channels will just be reinstated magically once.
Yeah, but Queen Mahat too. She was blustering on about something to do with her court case too. She's gonna have a court case. It's funny how all these YouTube nudniks are.
Wally and her should have sex. They're like they're like the same person.
If his channel was banned, he can't be on YouTube at all? Like even as a subscriber, like he doesn't necessarily have to have a channel, right?
I don't know. I don't know what his status is.
You can't.
So he can't be at all. So he can't.
He can come in as a nobody, like without
but Wally,
signing
you
in.
have money. You could buy a
Which means he
burner
can't
phone,
comment.
and you could use that burner phone to make an account.
Oh, so you mean he doesn't have a phone number that he could verify a new account with anymore, right?
Yeah,
Or
you have to have a textable, a text
Yeah.
messageable phone.
Can't you even get that free from like Google and stuff like that? What does it take to
Well,
get a phone
Google
number?
are the people that are banning him. So
Well, yeah, but they're not going to track him down.
Couldn't he use Esteban's number or Shitty's number?
He
and
could.
say, hey?
It would have to be somebody that they could respond to a text, and then he'd be
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
especially when you get kicked out, which
I
could be
want
like
that.
3 a.m. while he'd be calling him up. You're gonna receive a text. I need you to give me the number on it.
This is very important. What is it? This, like Esteban's thinking somebody died. Like there's a family emergency. He's like, I need you to respond to a text.
Like I saw a tweet from him fairly recently where he said he said something like he has money now and now he's going to unplug from the internet because he never
Sure.
wanted to be here or yeah, I don't know, but like it sounds to me a couple of times he mentioned that he like wants to do like a George Kaczynski, the Unabomber guy, and like move
Oh
up
my
into
God.
the mountains in a plywood shack somewhere and just exist. He doesn't seem like he works.
I've said before, like he seems like that kind of guy, but
If you're
he
gonna
couldn't.
pick a hero, pick one that lived through this shit
He
without going to
couldn't deal
jail.
with being alone in a cabin. He would cry every day.
But
That's what he does now. What are you talking about?
But now
Yeah,
at
but
least he
that's
can
his
call and
release.
he'd be like, Shitty Chris, can you come running over because I'm crying? And they're like, okay.
We don't know that they do. All he needs to be within 30 miles of a Walmart. That's all. And that's pretty much everywhere in the country.
But like in the time he's lost his YouTube channel and went exclusively to Twitter, right? Has he had a hospitalization? Was there something in that time? Or was it just a car crash?
Well,
no, he was beat up, right?
He got
was
beat up. Yeah.
He had a beat up.
That was
right?
another
We
loose
don't know what
end that
happened.
went nowhere.
Yeah, we never
right?
knew. Yeah, and he had the car, the mysterious car crash. There was no car accident.
We don't know
Or
what
was
car
it a
he
car
has.
accident? It wasn't. Yeah, so even in
Dr.
that
Lampshade, we need you to go down there and science
Listen,
his new ride.
I want to touch on that car accident. Do you remember when he talked about, like he said, his elbow was ripped open, and then he showed a picture of it, and it was like a half a centimeter incision.
God.
You had to
and
zoom
two
up on it, like,
tiny
what is
stitches.
that? What is-
It was like it was like you could barely see the thread, like it was way over here, and it was like a little dimple thing.
Like toddlers.
Wally
get
was
hurt
like,
more in the
do what you have to
playground.
do. I could handle the pain.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't need a local, just do it.
Yeah, I'll just grip my teeth.
Like my elbow got ripped open. Like toddlers don't complain this much when they fall off the slide. You know?
I remember my son, he's nonverbal. I remember he was a little kid, and I was sleeping, and he came in my room to wake me up, which never happens. And I open up my eyes, and he's covered with blood because he had a bloody nose, and he was like, but like I woke up and I was like this, and it was like, anyway, long story short, my son looked a billion times worse than Wally did. My son had blood all over him. I was like, what happened? It was just a bloody nose, but he was like upset.
My kid, one of my thing too, the guy who yelled "fuck you, Wally," when he was like 6, he fell out of bed, I guess, and fell face first and split his chin open. And the kid didn't even know it and went back to sleep.
No.
And he wakes up the next morning and he's like, "Hi, Dad. Good morning." I'm like, "Hi." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what's on your face?" And and he's like a blood. And I look at his and I'm trying to piece together what the hell happened. And I'm like, wait, I heard a thud
His
last
bed
night.
must have looked like murder.
Wow.
But I had no idea. Like he didn't come to me crying. He never.
That's my
he didn't even
son
know in the
now. He
morning.
has a bloody nose, and it looks like someone got murdered in his bed. He's like, whatever, he sleeps.
Yeah,
through it.
my look, and the kid's chin is split wide open. I was like, okay, we got to go to the ER. So we went to the ER, and they clean it out. They stitch it. He got more stitches than Wiley's fucking elbow. And my kid didn't cry. He didn't carry on. This guy.
So yeah, well, so
Tiny stitches.
That whole car accident thing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, this is brutal. See, I don't think that would be accurate. I think Wally would be wearing a thong. I don't think he'd be wearing that.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Right
that whole car accident thing, was he just beside himself again, and he ran off? He intentionally crashed his car, or that's what
Well,
it
that's what he
sounds
I
like.
think he
insinuated,
got
and then
in a
we
plain vanilla, boring car accident, and then afterwards he's like, "It was all the stress from the men that I have to deal with constantly." Like he spun it into something more than it was.
But do you think it involved another car, or he just like did something and
We'll
like
never
wasn't
know.
looking? Yeah, go figure.
It's
Just like
Wally.
with the fight or the altercation he had with the black guy, you know.
I'm guessing it didn't involve another human because he would have mentioned it. I think he just hit something.
Yeah,
This
probably.
just, I don't know. I just had a stream of consciousness thought. I was thinking like his whole settlement and his victims compensation fund. You know, every time this crap happens, even the car accident, he'll blame it on like us and the stress and the PTSD. I'll bet you that's where most of his settlement money comes in. I don't think it has much to do with his sarcoid, because there's not much there to prove. I honestly bet he plays up the whole I have PTSD as a result of this angle, because it's a non-tangible thing, right? He can just claim that he has it.
Right,
and he tells therapists this. And this is one of the buzzwords. That's one of the big buzzwords with the 9/11. He just, I have PTSD. And they go, okay, here's your money. You know, they don't, there's no fact checking really that they can do. He goes to a therapist. He says, I have nightmares. The therapist writes down, patient says he has nightmares. You know, patient's stressed, and they go, okay, ching, you know, you check the box, you're done.
But then again, he that's what he tells them. But like, if we, those of us who have been watching his online antics, he had a couple of videos where he said, "Oh, this has nothing to do with the PTSD. I've had this since I can remember." And baby mama, right? So you know, like.
I was thinking about that because I think Wally's going to go to a judge with his money, a lawyer, be like, these men torment me and they drive me to suicide. I think that's going to be his only angle. But like you guys just said, Wally has demonstrated that he's shown paperwork saying he's had mental illness since time immemorium, and it's like, it's not us that drove him crazy. He's already crazy.
Right. Wally, I kind of want you to go to court. I want you to pursue this, because there's going to have to be discovery, and they're going to have to look for evidence, right? It's not like he's going to keep all this shit buried. They won't just take what he says at face value, right? So if I have to get an attorney, or Slippery has to get an attorney, Dan has to get an attorney, they're not just going to go, oh, I guess we got to go to court because some guy's suing you. We're going to petition for evidence, right?
Yeah, right.
Thousands of hours of video and posts, and God knows how many screen captures I have and you have. We all have a file on this guy.
Well, you would like to think if it would be a reputable attorney, they're like, okay, so there are 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. How many are there? Because each of them, you don't just put it all together and say, I'm suing these 3 men. It's just no. There's 3 discoveries, 3 this, 3 that, 3 retainers. You know, and they're going to say, you know, this is thousands of this is hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. You know, and at the end of the day, plus. There's a 1-year statute of limitations on slander and libel.
Oh, is
there? So I don't know what he's talking about.
Companies. Though this channel doesn't make MGTOW specific content anymore, there are aspects of the philosophy that I have chosen to live by, because I am a victim of what is nothing short of parental alienation and, unfortunately, revenge. I've really never told my story before, but I am one of the reasons why men choose not to get into relationships, why men avoid relationships at all costs. Because with the draconian family court system, with women simply accusing a man without a man doing anything, you know, we saw this with Blasey Ford and Justice Kavanaugh, where there's still no evidence that man did anything wrong. This problem is rampant with sexual assault, where if you even look at a woman, they'll instantly accuse you of sexually assaulting them. You know, rape culture is what it's called these days. It's absurd and ridiculous. This is nothing more than leftist propaganda in an attempt to emasculate men, to soften men, to make men more compliant, more docile, so that we can be controlled. And I say, revel in your manliness. Unfortunately, this person who did this report cherry-picked stuff off the internet. Now, there are a very few content creators, which I admonish myself, by the way, who unfortunately get drunk on camera, they smoke their weed on camera, they're constantly bashing women in such a way that it comes off, you know, unhinged, you know, but a lot of MGTOW content creators, you know, their overall message is that women have not been fair to men, and the system is not fair to men. It is actually men that are under assault. And I am going to show some statistics and facts, which I have right here in my hand, to prove that it is men that are under assault.
Suicide statistics.
And as a result, our children will be the victims of this. But I'm going to tell my story for you guys. I am the victim of what is nothing short of parental alienation and revenge.
Oh, it's very.
You see some of these people trying to get revenge on me here on YouTube because I exposed them for what they did to me. that they threw me under the bus and are trying to protect their 501c not-for-profit status by any means necessary.
Somehow
and
the
at any
501st
cost,
is now
because they
involved.
can't get their free concert tickets, their free
Free
entrances
candy!
into comic book conventions
I'll
and
be
rock
back
and
in a
roll
second.
shows and
Hang on.
sports
I'll be
events.
right back.
I'm a threat to them because I'm speaking up about what was done to me. I was treated very
That's why
unfairly.
we threw Wally out.
And quite frankly,
Not
you know,
because
it's
he's a
been
lunatic
an interference
in
and a
public.
hindrance in my personal life.
Because he
I've
has
had
top secret
harassing phone
information
calls,
that'll
harassing
shut
emails,
down.
death threats. It's actually sent me to the hospital twice because I was almost this close to being removed from my home. But now, after showing the paperwork to the police
close
and
to
showing it to
being
the leasing
removed from
office,
his home?
I now have systems in place, unfortunately,
Again,
to shield me
Wally,
from this
how do
stuff.
I know that you're
It's
doing illegal
horrifying.
stuff in your apartment?
You
How
know
do
that
I know
people are
this?
set in destroying a person's life because they think a thing. But I really never
Imagine
told
that.
my story until now. I am the victim of revenge and parental alienation.
I thought he was going to say revenge.
The mother of my kids
Look at
is
what
very
he's wearing.
attached to her family. And to me, it's almost in an unhealthy manner. At a certain point in your life, you have to be independent. I don't care about culture. I've heard people argue this, that it's about their culture. Bullshit. You're a grown adult with children. You should be living on your own. And you have a man in your life that has been telling you, and you guys see here
Wally,
on the
she was
channel
afraid
how
to be
bad
alone
New York
with you
City
in a
has
house
become.
because
It is
you're an
getting worse.
abusive
Crime is
asshole.
up 47%. And it's only going to get worse, especially with these blue politicians. And now Lori Lightfoot is teaming up with Mayor Eric Adams. It's shameful. And of course they'll blame Trump and a white man, and you know how this works. They always pass the buck, but they won't see that it's themselves that are failing their own people.
I don't
Even
know
union
how
people like
Their own
firefighters that
people.
were fired
How does his
because they
personal
refused to get the
situation
arm
have
jabs
anything
were
to do-
literally
I know,
recently
it's
questioning
bizarre.
Eric Adams right to his face. Am I going to get my job back? And he ignores them. That's a fact. There's plenty
I'm
of videos
isolated
out there
from my
showing
family.
that.
Anyway, Lori Lightfoot, everybody.
But anyway, in my case, her father was a ravenous alcoholic. I mean, completely
See,
stone cold
why would-
drunk.
Why would he say that? about
When I was
his daughter,
working in
though? That's
union
bad.
construction, she would call me up and say, you know, my dad is drunk. We have to go pick him up. Can you meet me there? This is at Cafe 75 on Roosevelt Avenue, walking distance from where I used to live. And I would meet her there, still in my work clothes, dead tired, and he'd be there with his suit and tie, blah, 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 pumping money into the Joker poker machine. And
Yeah,
pissed
took it
off.
away from you, Wally.
Now, remember, both of them worked for Century 21. It got to a point where the real estate market dropped. It was non-existent. As a result, their mortgage payments started to really, really exacerbate.
No
On top
doxing,
of
right?
paying school taxes, which they can no longer afford because now the bottom dropped out in real estate. The mother of my kids was forced to work for a milk company, and she would solicit this milk in some of the worst places I've ever seen in New York City. And I would be afraid for her safety, and I would go with her and try to
But he
protect her
wouldn't
and
do
look
it.
after
He
her, as
wasn't
a
working,
man
though. He
should.
wasn't doing
That's the
anything.
job of a man, protecting our women. And she would work in these draconian, horrific neighborhoods in New York City peddling this milk. And I hated it. And I begged her to find something different. Eventually, she started working for Social Security, at which now she works in Long Island. Originally, she worked in the Bronx, but now she works out in Long Island to this day. But still, there wasn't enough money, and they were trying to browbeat me to pay for their mistakes, to pay for their mortgage, and pay for their school taxes. And it wasn't fair to me. It got to such a point
Says the guy
where
who's living there
they couldn't
scot-free.
afford the mortgage payments or any of that. So what they did, we lived in a two-family house. Their tenant needed repairs badly in the upstairs on the third floor, so to speak, because it was literally 3 floors when you looked at it from the outside. Technically, it was 2 floors, but when you looked at it from the outside, it was really 3. But the top floor is where the legitimate tenant lived. And they needed repairs, and he never got them. And if he did get any kind of repairs, they were shoddy.
You could have done them.
But as a result of that, her father decided to literally close up the middle section of the house and deadbolt the door, which used to lead up to the living room, and illegally rent it out to what I will suspect to be illegal immigrants.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
And it got so bad, the financial situation, that literally we drove from New York City to Ohio to seek out one of these not-for-profit organizations to try to get the mortgage lowered. And their mortgage was held by Chase Bank.
So much information.
After
guy
a
doesn't
while,
dox
the
anybody,
damage
no.
upstairs in
Not
the
at all.
midsection that was closed off was so bad, he ended up kicking them out or whatever the reasons were. To this day, I don't remember exactly what the reasons were for evicting these
All
people
the
out of the
dead
Because I was
midsection.
drunk.
But eventually, he reopened the midsection, and it was destroyed. Floor tiles were broken. It was a disaster. But it wasn't just that he did that was illegal. My very automobile was sold to me by him from Queensboro
Automobile.
Toyota, and I suspect that,
good deed
because
goes
he was collecting
Never a
Social
car.
Security, he was illegally making income, which is a federal crime. Anything that I do is done legally, and I make sure to report. Even if it's on eBay, I pay whatever taxes I have to. I do what's necessary. But he was working illegally for Queensboro Toyota.
Wow.
The main building is on 61st Street and Northern Boulevard by the elementary school where I used to go to as
So
a
much
kid, like my
information.
brother and my sister, my nephew and my niece. And I don't know if the storage room or the storage facility is still open, but it's by Travers Park, I believe, on 78th Street and Northern Boulevard. He actually tried
fuck
to
is he
run a
talking
bar
to?
business illegally on Roosevelt Avenue. I believe it was on 50th Street or 52nd Street, around that
Hey,
area.
draw me a map.
And we used to go drop him off and pick him up at nighttime because he was so desperate to make money for his family that he was working
Why,
illegally
Wally?
while collecting Social Security, working off the books, trying to run a bar business. And it goes on and on and on and on.
Imagine a man.
Their
working for his
irresponsible
family.
son, who still to this day claims he's a world famous DJ. Have you ever heard of DJ Andrew Steve? I haven't.
Now I
you?
have.
Of course, he still lives with mommy and daddy, just like she does. Had this dog that he never took care of, never walked
not
it.
a dog. Not a dog.
He used to run around downstairs in the cellar and urinate and defecate all over the place. He used to run around in the backyard,
That's what you do to YouTube,
urinate
Wally.
and defecate in his beautiful backyard. Now, at that time, my kids were born,
Beautiful?
right?
I don't know about you.
And as a responsible adult, I went out there and cleaned up the feces and the urine. I bleached the concrete, I washed it down, and I went as far as taking concrete seal to seal the cracks in the concrete
proud,
because
dramatic
of all the weeds
warrior
that were growing
picking
out
up
back
shit.
there, because of all the urine and all of the feces. And then my kids can run around and play in a clean, safe environment. But then the spoiled brat, who still lives with mommy and daddy, by the way, claiming he's a world-famous DJ, which
You
he's
were
not,
living with
would
his
never
mommy
scoop
and
up the
daddy.
shit and
Right.
piss. As a result, I called the ASPCA on them for
He's at least related
being
to them,
irresponsible
asshole.
with their animal and putting my kids in jeopardy. And I actually called the Department of Health on them. And then, of course, everything hit the fan with the 501st Legion, where basically I was thrown under the bus because they were trying to protect their 501c not-for-profit status by not standing up for one of their members. Because of what a
Because you were a
security guard did to me,
lunatic.
because I spoke up about it publicly. I'm still dealing with that to this day, where they're doing everything they can to silence me and shut me up. People are putting out fake Facebook profiles and fake Craigslist ads with me soliciting prostitutes. Of course, she saw that and accused me of cheating on her, and then everything blew up. And as a result, I'm in a position where I'm at today, where I had to flee New York because I ended up being in my home for a year, in my car for a year, excuse me, and I tried to kill
Fake
myself
Craigslist
multiple
ad,
times in my
etc.,
car,
etc.,
'cause I
and
wasn't
here
gonna
I
live like
am,
that,
guys.
because these people were allowed to get away with the things that they got away with.
Wait a minute. Stop
And
it.
I
Stop it.
became a victim.
Wait.
It's so
Wait.
confusing. Oop, I clicked the wrong thing. There's
He
so much
said
shit.
he said he was living in his car and he tried to kill himself repeatedly in his car.
Is that what he said? It's
yeah,
fine.
rewind it a little bit. He said he repeatedly tried to kill himself while he was living in his
Excuse me.
car.
I don't want
that
anybody
tie
trying to
into
claim
this
that this is
Car
narcissism.
accident.
I was the victim in all of this.
DJ Steve.
Where to the point she attacked me, physically attacked me. She bit me, she kicked me, she scratched me, she punched
My
me.
nipple.
And all I
Wait,
did was just
that's
hold her
gonna
back
pull
to
my
stop her
hair.
from attacking me. And I was accused of things I never
All I
did.
did is grab her
And
by
of
the
course,
neck,
the way the laws
grit
are
my
written, which
teeth,
many
and
of
call
you
her a fucking
are familiar
cunt.
with,
And
if you're a man and you even
they
lay
saw
a finger
something
on a
else.
woman, they're going to accuse you of assault and everything else. But thank God, thanks to some pull that I have, to this day, I was never accused of anything. I've never done jail time. All I did was simply stop her from assaulting me and punching me and kicking me and biting me and scratching me.
Oh, that
I had to
doesn't do
protect
anything.
myself.
Mega
But
Man's new
unfortunately, you
album,
have some
Salt
nitwits out
and
there that have
Balls.
put out false narratives about me because, they don't care about my side of the story. They just want to be the hero to protect the Wymans. But meanwhile, her and her family
He
have got
just
away
said
with all
the
this
job
shit.
is of a man is
And
to
I've had
protect
to
a woman.
suffer because
He
of it.
just said that.
And this is why I suffer with anxiety and depression like I do. why I can't sleep at night with
This is why
insomnia,
I
which I've
like
openly talked
hygiene.
about here on
No,
the channel.
Wally, that's guilt for.
But I've had to
laying
do what
your
I've
hands
had
on
to
a
do
woman.
to
That's
survive
why I
all
can't
of
sleep.
this. So I understand where a lot of you are coming through. I know many of you feel depressed. I know many of you feel betrayed. Many of you feel let down. Many of you were homeless. Many of you had drug addictions. I get all of that stuff, and I understand
This
all
video
of
was
it.
addressing the MGTOW.
But you got men that are out there that
crowd.
simply do not care about you. I get it. They don't. They've used it as a tool. They're using their YouTube channels as a tool just to prop up their numbers because they're under this delusion that they're going to get that sweet, sweet YouTube ad revenue. It's ridiculous. And all they're trying to do is boost their bullshit rap albums and whatever else it may be. It's nonsensical. But on top of all that, I'm going to read off some statistics, specifically about fatherless homes and male suicide. These statistics come from approximately 2017, 2008.
Who's this guy?
We don't need to hear Wally talk about statistics.
Who's Johnson Cozart?
Do you see that? Did
Yeah.
you see that? I went to.
I can't figure out how to open. Well, maybe I can do this.
I had
went
to cut
to.
and paste it into my search bar.
Yeah, I went to what is it? The brother, the DJ site, and his Facebook page, and I looked on there 22 weeks ago. Somebody named John. If you go to his what is it? Andrew Steve, the DJ Andrew Steve's, the brothers Facebook page, and you look at a post. There's a post on there from a guy named Johnson Cozart that says Walter is in pain. When can he be reunited with his children? And you see that?
Hold on, I'm firing it up.
Sorry, I'm gonna crunch in your ears, but yeah, that's why. But yeah, what the fuck is that?
I don't know what that's all about. That's something interesting.
That's Wally's logo.
Yeah, guy named Johnson Cozart.
Hold on. Present share screen. Johnson Cozart. So
I can't. I can't.
So what is this? This is
I went to Wally.
This is Wally, right?
Yeah. But this guy posted
lives
on
in San Domingo de
he posted. This guy posted on the what's his name? The brother from Baby Mama, the brother. He posted on. If you go to the brother's Facebook page, this guy posted, and he says, "When can Walter see his children?" And this guy, when you click on the link to see who he is, it comes back to this Johnson Cozart, and it says it has Wally's stuff on there. It's kind of weird. I don't know what this is all about. But there's more.
If you scroll down, there's a thing that says
there you go. Now scroll down. Yeah.
Reviews. Did you see the reviews thing on this?
And then you see there, it said right there, the first post under that.
Oh, remember when Wally? This is 19 weeks ago. Remember when Wally said he was depressed and he was calling Baby Mama while he was depressed?
Oh, maybe was this?
This could be when you go to this Johnson Cozart. Listen to the language here, all right? When you go to Johnson Cozart and you scroll down to, there's a section that says reviews given.
Yeah,
and it's for some place called Femima. I don't know what that is, but the language says, speaking as a black man who opposes patriarchy and misogyny, I know how men get down, and these negative attacks on this page is a campaign of misogyny waged by men and their sexist, patriarchal, trans women allies. They are trying to co-opt feminism and
who sounds like that?
Wait, gets better. And redefine it to make it friendly fuckable for men who hate women and want the patriarchy to continue. Keep this page up. I have no idea what that is.
So you think this is Wally?
This is obviously Wally. I mean, come on.
Hey, good find.
Like, come on.
Johnson Cozart. We got to remember
Johnson Cozart, with two N's. Like, who? Come on. Get the
look
fuck
at the
out
friends
here.
post.
Works at
Friends.
At Oz. I don't know what that is.
Oh, so you think he went to the brothers' Facebook page because nobody's listening to him on answering his calls?
Yeah.
And he says, and this is the MAGA army, but worked at nuns, lives in
He's not even trying to hide it. Like, why would you make that your background?
Probably wasn't when he talked to him.
I'm gonna send a friend request to this account.
Scroll
Just
all the
so-
way down. You'll see the review thing I was talking about.
I can't go for any further than that.
Weird.
Do you have any friends?
I'm not. I don't think I'm logged in. Oh,
Well,
I
you
am
can't
logged in
make.
with this account.
I don't think you can. You can friend request. It just says message.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got it set that you have to message him first. What does he got for friends though? Does he got everything opened up or?
He's following a bunch of shit, and a lot of blacks and anarchist people of color, Black Women's Defense League, Black Autonomy Federation, Action Against Black Genocide.
oh, this is his fake account, probably. Oh, I wonder if this is the fake account he used to come after me. I got to see if it changed. I think he
Oh,
deleted
wasn't
that,
that Andrew Jackson or what was it?
Yeah, Andreas Jackson.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I
yeah.
made a video about it, and the next day it went away. It was around for months, and then I made a video, and then it went away. Boop! It just disappeared the next day. What a putz! He doesn't even hide it. So Wally, you can't pretend to be other people because you have no idea how to be another person.
He's just such a bad actor.
Oh, this was what you talking about. Speaking as a black man, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds completely like Wally.
Yeah, I'll send him a message later on. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, are you friends with Mitzy's brother? Because I've been trying to contact him. That's what I'll post. And then Wally'd be like, I made a fake account to try to infiltrate my. And Dad made fun of it. Can you hurt my mind? My hand is hurt. These men, they just won't stop.
Somebody needs to call Esteban and use the name Johnson Cozart, and then Wally will get wind about it.
Johnson Cozart with two
And
N's.
then he would cry about that for the next 10 years. He's, somebody under the pseudonym Johnson Cozart. You know?
That's great. We have another Wally acronym. I mean, what do you call it? Yeah, there's the DJ.
That's the second one now. So
Are you friends with him?
No, but I probably like that.
Just here we go. He's gonna be like, "What's going on right now?"
Well, Gildardo hasn't responded to my friend request yet, so
that's the.
This is the guy that Wally said would leave a dump in the toilet the day before Wally would clean up the bathroom.
I haven't even met the guy. I like him already.
There's Wally with like blue rubber gloves on and like an apron and a toilet brush, and he opens the lid. There's a big steaming pile right at the top. It's like, oh, that son of a bitch.
All outside of the water.
That's
It's just so big.
I don't know why. Is he a famous DJ?
He'd probably send a dog out in the back and say, "Yeah, lay a nice log just for Waldo back there."
Shits on a paper towel and then throws it on the lawn.
It doesn't say he's a famous DJ. I think when I found this guy, I think he had another channel, and it was like his DJ channel, but maybe it went away. I don't know. I tried contacting him and he immediately blocked me because he probably assumed he probably sees this shit going on and it's just like, oh, this is another Wally account.
Oh, that picture with the hair, that's probably went from his DJ days.
Can you imagine?
He's got the turntable on his shoulder in the middle picture there.
Oh, we can't play that video. Oh, you can't see
it. Yeah, he's DJing in that bottom left picture there too.
Can you imagine the bullshit he had to endure with Wally living under his roof? This guy.
That's what happens when you find that link. Ooh, ouch.
Oh, Wally.
Well, Johnson Cozart isn't friends with Donna or Gary, so he's not trying to. I can tell he's not trying to. Well, at least, or
he makes his background the MAGA army. What a fucking tool! He's so dumb. He's such a dumb criminal, Wally. If you're gonna do illegal shit, do it well. You know what I mean?
Oh, did you see? I never noticed that when you got to pick up some of the nuances of some of Wally's old stuff, where he says, "I was this close to getting kicked out of my home." When would and I think he was referring to when they found out about him shooting stuff in his in his apartment. But
For 4 months, he taunted me on how he's allowed to shoot in his apartment. So I said, okay, and I spent 3 minutes of my life to out his secret. And then he's like, they tried to remove me from my house.
I was this close to getting removed from my home.
Don't taunt people by doing illegal. He's like, I could do it. I'm friends, and the landlord loves me, and I'm allowed, and it's a two-way state. No, you can't do it. Dummy, he's so dumb. Wally, you're not even a good fucking enemy. God damn it. So stupid. Anyway, I'm so excited for this next season. I can't wait for Wally's next move. I was talking to Slippery about it. I would pay money to listen to Wally pitch this to a lawyer. He's like first Wally has the black.
Well,
book.
we might have to in court. We might have to listen.
He's like, oh boy, it's not going to get that far. What I meant, the worst case scenario to me is Wally will make a lawyer submit the stuff, and I'll have to get a lawyer, and it'll be dismissed because it's fucking. No one's gonna waste their time with this nonsense. A guy who provokes people and then gets cries because they make him cry in their response. It's not.
I think you're partially right on that. I think if you went to any reasonable lawyer and says, okay, how about we try this? If these guys are bothering you, we'll send them the cease and desist order and see if they don't do it anymore.
Oh yes, we'll definitely get cease and desist because that's no skin off their nose. But if you go to a judge, lawyers can get in trouble if they bring up not fraudulent, but bullshit. That's the job of a lawyer. It's don't waste the judge's time weed through all the bullshit. But if Wally pushes it through, I'll just be just dismiss it. You can't. Oh, what is this? I have to do a whole thing to go to. Let's see.
Oh, Droid Man.
Where's Droid Man? Oh, there he is. Hey, what up?
He's in the chat.
Oh, what's going on, Droid Man? We were talking about how.
Hey, what do we chop liver? Come on, Droid Man. There's more of us.
Wally's coming into money, and maybe he should pay back some people who's lent him money over the years. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, Wally, I miss you, Wally.
I was trying to figure out. So, what was that link that you just?
That was a Twitter link. Check it out. That's a recent. Just a recent update from something that seemed to have happened in Twitter that I just caught.
Yeah. Oh, Gildardo, huh?
Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. Hold on. Let's see. Twitter.
Sarah Alice X.
Yeah.
But you can't see her reply was hidden.
I see where it says your parents were obviously siblings.
So it must have been another
screen?
person.
Oh, it's the wrong screen. Hold on.
Yeah, it was probably obviously somebody that he was messing with on Twitter again, and she responded, and then he blocked her. That's always his go-to.
So much energy.
I'm trying. What's the Spanish post that she said? I'm trying to translate that. What does that say?
So sensitive that he blocked me and hid my content. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, but that she's
is ha 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 ha.
But she's replying to Legacy Proxy, who must have Gildardo must have replied.
Gildardo. I can't translate Gildardo. See.
No one wants to listen.
Wally. Oh God, Wally.
Oh. The Alpha
they made fun of my emotional state. That's Wally's right now.
I never thought I'd get to a point where I really miss his crazy videos, and we'd all be like, "Holy shit, Wally's live!" 5 hours of live stream.
And if you're like,
no people love it.
And if you're like the lawyer, you say, "Well, where did they get that video from?" Oh, I put it up on my YouTube channel. It's like,
no,
why would you do that?
They stole it.
Yeah. They stole it from my YouTube channel. Well, was it open to the world to see? Yeah. Well, why would you do that? Why would I mean,
it's all going to go back to why would you do what you're doing, and they'll be like, "Oh, First Amendment or something or other."
So, one night I actually looked up, trolling and online harassment and everything, and I'm looking at the stuff. And it's like one of these legal pages, trolling is legal. I mean, First Amendment and all that. But if you have someone bothering you online, there's some things you can do. You can block them, or just don't interact with them. Don't feed the trolls, or seriously consider not going online if it's
Yes.
bothering you. Wally, all of the above, right? I mean, all of the
Right.
above.
Oh.
You know, like I guess it's okay to write like all kinds of horrible stuff to people who have Twitter accounts like Rob Reiner and what's his name, George
Well,
Takei.
read what he wrote to me today about lampshade, whatever. Like that is crazy. In and
Yeah,
of
right,
itself.
right. How? I mean,
Yeah,
how is
that was 2 hours ago. He did something wackadoo, provoking, prodding, poking somebody.
So we come here, you generally every week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and talk about his online doings. We talk about his online doings.
Yeah,
right?
because that's all we know.
And
That's
where do we get that information? Is it like we don't go into some recessed corner of the world and dig it out? It's right there for everyone to see.
Lexi
And we
Wilson
talk about it.
doesn't know.
How is that illegal? How can that be illegal by any standard?
Because when he sees us making fun of him, it makes him cry, and that must be illegal.
Yeah.
Because we're making fun of his emotional state. That triggered me, that phrase. It's like, oh, I'm just making fun of my emotional state.
If
I'm
he's
making
actually
for you
gotten his
guys
settlement and
extremely-
all this stuff, then he can't prove damages.
This is an
so what have we
extremely-
done? Nothing.
Emotional video I'm making for you guys
Emotional.
because I'm so fucking tired of it, and I know a lot of you are tired of it. Many of you have expressed this already. And I
Wally
appreciate
Thorazine.
that you're trying to bring the peace. These men don't want peace. But they're lying to you. And I'm tired of it. I talked about this on my old MAGA Man channel when I started to expose them. They mass flagged that fucking channel to have it taken down. The 2 phone calls that I have currently up on my channel, they tried to have those taken down for privacy issues. YouTube said, nope, they're staying up.
Oh, that didn't age well.
This is what kicked it off. These 2 fake Facebook profiles are from 2014. This is what started this war.
That's going to be
There's
coming,
also
we're
a
coming
third
up to
page
10
that I don't
years.
have in hand.
10 years.
And I know for a fact that the mother of my
Wow.
children has it. It's a Craigslist ad where somebody took my email address, created a Craigslist account, and put one of my personal photos that they took off of my Facebook page and put it next to a prostitute.
The one where you're jumping
And
into the
she
pool
saw that.
fraudulently.
How do I know that that's
if
a
your
fact?
girl,
Because
like,
her and I went to
fell
a
for that,
counselor
she's a
to do
dimwit.
couples
Sorry,
counseling
Wally.
together.
Well,
I mean, there are some
she
things
got
that
knocked
are
up
That
by
she
Wally
still
Billy's
believes
book.
that
She's
I
not a
cheated
fucking
on her.
Mensa member.
I was
okay? Come
set up. And these are the 2 Facebook profiles, and I wish I had that Craigslist ad in hand.
I would
so
love
you
to
guys
see that
can see it.
Craigslist
But
ad.
He
These
doesn't
are
even
what
have
I'm
the
discussing
ad he's talking
are
about.
what
That's
started
the-
this off.
that's the-
And what
that's the
started it
base
off?
to resist
Because I
odds.
exposed the 501st Legion for what they did to me. I spent $1,000 of my
WinterCon.
own money at WinterCon. I
Everybody
organized
drink.
Every time,
Saberfield Empire
WinterCon,
Trouble, even New
take a
York
sip.
Jedi, who aren't even an officially recognized group by Lucasfilm. The Droid
Gatorade.
Builders, the 501st,
Oh, Droid Builders.
Rebel Legion. I got all those groups together. It was the first time it was really ever done. I always promoted that. Let's bring all the groups together. You can't rob me of that. I will
Stone.
always be and forever the very first
That's
Trooper
Stone.
of the Month from Empire City Garrison. You cannot take that from me.
Can't take it away
It's
from
in
him.
stone.
Stone.
I was set up because these
Your
people
Honor,
want to
I was
protect
Trooper
their
of the Month.
501c not-for-profit
Evidence.
status so they can get into conventions for free.
Here's the-
so they
here's
can
here's
get
the
rock
diploma.
concerts for free, or get
You're the
tickets
Exhibit
to
43-7.
sports games and rock concerts and comic book conventions. I was there. They tried to silence me then. Shut up! Don't talk about it. I was unfairly suspended for 6 months because of something someone else did. Someone else did this, assholes. What do you not understand?
Wow.
This
I was
Come on,
set
back.
up.
I didn't get in a fist
And they've
fight
been
with
trying
a.
to shut
with
me
a-
up and silence me since. I refuse to stay quiet. You are going to have to kill me. It's the only way you're going to shut me up. I will not
Okay.
stop talking about it until you come clean and admit you're wrong.
Dr. Lampshade, you're going
And
to have to
also
kill
come
him.
clean about who
I
created these
volunteer
fake,
you.
fake Facebook profiles and
Wally,
who
pick
created
a
the
number.
Craigslist ad,
223
which I know for a
556
fact the mother of my
308
children still has in her
45.
hand.
How do you want to, you know?
That we had to go to couples counseling, that she was so fucking heartbroken. That to this day she still thinks that I cheated on her. When I
We
never
all
did because
do.
of one of you fucks. And this is going to be for the public record as well.
Public record.
Oh yeah, he
public
doesn't do
record
the
again.
public record. God, I miss
will
so many
not
Wally-isms.
remain silent.
Public record.
I will not keep quiet. I will not be intimidated.
Good.
There's nothing you can do to ever keep me quiet.
Except kill him.
Except ban
I
you on
was
YouTube.
set up.
And this is where the
And
neighbors
this
like,
is two
oh
of the
man,
three
we
pieces of
fucked
paper
up
I've been
getting into
talking
this
about.
folks
The
golf
fake
league.
Facebook profiles. Well, here they are for all of you to see.
There
all
they
by
are.
themselves. There are multiple pages of responses to this from people that I knew. One of which, of course, they went out of their way to go find. I mentioned him in one of my live streams or one of my videos recently. A good friend of mine, an electrician friend of mine, that they went out there to convince him
Ludlow?
that I'm a bad guy. And now all of a sudden everybody's talking to them, but nobody's talking to me. Because they're very good at selling ideas.
Because you're crazy.
They're so fucking corrupt and bankrupt, they'll do everything and anything to protect their precious 501c status.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I
there
want
it
to
is.
know who created these fake Facebook profiles, and I want to know who created the Craigslist ad. You have no fucking right to interfere in my personal life. And as a result of this fucking behavior, the mother of my kids is still convinced that I cheated on her. And that's what started all of this.
There's probably more to it than that.
Seems a little simplistic.
Open up
doesn't
your
it?
eyes and realize
So
you
the
are
chokey
being
chokey
lied
happened
to by
after
these
this?
men.
Do you
And
think
here's
he has
even
these?
further evidence to support
you
my
think he
claim.
has these in like
These
a clear
men
laminated sheet?
started
Oh, yeah.
In the
this
book? They
first.
definitely have.
I don't
yeah,
know what
yeah.
fucking business that Julia
Blood
Child,
reasons.
ugly, big-nosed German motherfucker from Lessing Lodge, Kevin Colbert. What business does that
Cock of a
fucking
nose.
man have
Cock
to be
nose.
involved in my personal life? I'm going to warn you men right now for the last time. Stay out of my life. And cut the shit out.
I don't think it'll be
I
the
warned
last
you
time.
before
Wally.
when I have things in place, we're going to fucking court. Save your fucking pennies. This shit's gonna stop now. For me being accused by members of the
Your
501st
fucking
that I'm a
pennies.
child abuser and a Nazi and a racist, that I abandoned my kids and I tried to kill her, that I'm a 9/11 fraud, that I'm a con artist. You're gonna have a lot to answer for.
Okay.
Tick-tock, motherfuckers. Tick-tock.
You're gonna have a lot to answer for.
This video ends now.
I love it when he does that.
So you know,
That's a nice
playing out the
hateful
whole
one.
slander thing.
We
If he's
will
gotten
make
his settlement,
America
and in
great
fact we
again.
haven't affected his life in any way, shape, or form, or affected his settlement, then
Stay
how
out of
are
my
we
life,
then
YouTube.
how are we guilty of slander and libel and defamation? Because it apparently has not negatively impacted him. We didn't pull him down off of YouTube. It clearly hasn't stopped him from getting his money. Right?
Yeah.
So-
Well,
So-
also, defamation is knowingly making up lies about somebody. When we just talk about, we speculate on the videos he makes. It's not slander. It's
But
like-
again,
Exactly. If he puts some piece of paper in front and says, I'm a 9/11 guy, and this proves I'm a 9/11.
yeah, you could
it's-
say that's all bullshit. You
Okay,
made that up. It's
I-
100%
yeah,
fake. I
right,
think you're
right.
full of shit. That's
Yeah,
not
right,
illegal
right.
to do that.
That's called the First Amendment, Wally.
Yeah.
That's called, I
you
don't have to believe
prove
you.
damages if you want to win your case.
Yeah.
What damages? You got your money.
He's gonna
Yeah.
say, the emotional turmoil has been unbearable. That's what
Right.
he's
Well,
gonna.
that's the
that's-
whole
Yeah,
PTSD thing. I have PTSD.
He has brain damages. How do we
Yeah.
know that he has PTSD? Because he says it? Anybody
That's
can
it.
say that.
It's a
yeah.
it's a buzzword. It's like when I talk about all this all the time. When people, there are certain buzzwords, these catch-all diagnoses, interstitial lung disease, right? It's not
Yeah.
really a specific thing. It's an entity, but it's not clearly defined.
But this guy
There
is
are
the one
certain
who
things
said
he
himself.
says and does to get him his 9/11 money.
He goes on. He says he's a shock jock. So I mean, the definition of a shock jock is you say outlandish things that may or may not be true. So how do we know what he says is true, and how do we know what is not
Well,
true?
that's
How
like
are we
when I
supposed to
said,
figure that
like,
out?
he's
That
like,
was a
you
lot.
say I'm a racist. I'm like, wow, you said racist stuff. He's like, oh, that's a character that I do. That's magnet.
Exactly. So
So when do you stop and they begin? And does
Wally,
that
you
matter?
have two choices. We can go to court to figure this out, or you can come in and we'll
Come on
figure it
in.
out right here. Yeah, we'll figure it out now. Let's
Whenever
figure
the
it out.
last time he came on, he left in a huff, and then the next day he cried. He made a video. That was what I think we watched last week. Or last
But I mean,
episode.
honestly, if he did come on, I mean, look, Wally, you can't answer a couple of questions. You can ask me whatever
Whenever
you want.
he does that,
I mean, whatever you want to do.
he comes out of his bubble and he has to deal with reality. That's why I
Yeah.
said I tried telling him, like, what do you think's that's going to happen in court? Like, that's a no fucking nonsense zone. They're going to be like
right,
facts,
yeah, right.
evidence facts.
Yeah,
and you can't
Wally-
go, I'm a character. You can't go, there's no evidence that I've done that at all. And then when I show the evidence, like that done, you're done. Like, you can't lie
Wally,
like that.
I admit for the public record, right here and now, that I questioned you, and I still think to this day that when you were down in Zuccotti Park and you put up a sign that said you're a first responder and you're begging for money, that was stolen valor. And I say it to this day, that was stolen valor, 100%. No doubt about it.
I'll second that, and I'll go further with the 9/11 crap. I still think you're a 9/11 fraud. The fact that they haven't done enough due diligence to investigate you,
I agree with that.
disprove
Yeah,
your claims.
yeah.
It's just easier for them to rubber stamp it because there is paperwork, to your credit, that says you got PTSD because you told them you do. That you have sarcoid, which hasn't been proven that it's 9/11 related. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but so what? You have back
And the other
problems.
way, he says like the World Trade Victims Compensation Fund, that like he had to like prove that in a court of law. No, you didn't prove anything
No,
in
he
a court
didn't.
of law.
All you did
That's
was submit the paperwork.
That's just a bureaucratic process that somebody signs off on. There's no court involved in any of it. There's no court involved. So yeah, I think it's like somebody who settles a law dispute because they don't want to go through the time and effort to go through real litigation, and so it's close enough for rock and roll. But to say all his 9/11 stuff, bullshit, Wally, bullshit, and his a lifetime of whatever it was, he couldn't work on disability anymore because of his spondylolisthesis, and he's jumping into pools. Get out of here. You know what? That's another one where okay, you got the medical criterion to go through whatever you have to go through, but I
Took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, I think it's the same
Any
thing.
good lawyer is going to go, okay, so you claim you couldn't work, right? If we really want to investigate, you claim you couldn't work, you claim you back problems, you claim you have breathing issues. Okay, let's go with that. Mr. Hilligas, can you show me in this video, is this you wearing a mask and a leather outfit, swinging a lightsaber, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
right,
couldn't
right.
work, right? Because it impacted your conditions impacted your ability to lift things or do things, but you can do this.
I
Explain
agree.
that.
I agree. If it had if it had been some kind of like a car accident, there would have been a private insurer involved, and it would have been a big money settlement that he was looking for. They would have probably tailed him, videotaped him, and then saw that he was doing these things, and it would have it would have raised a lot of questions. But since it's just a government bureaucracy, where it's just a government bureaucracy, it is what
Right.
it is. I think that's when you say gaming the system. That's what gaming the system means.
Exactly.
You know.
People successfully do it all the time. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's just part of our it's almost a social norm now to a certain degree, but just for us to question it and say, hey, you know what, I don't agree with it, I don't think it's right, I think there's something wrong with it, doesn't mean that I have to be I'm libeling somebody. I'm just making my own observation of what I think it is, and I think there's a lot of people that would agree with it, that saw it, that would say that this guy, there's no way he could ever work again for his entire life.
again,
Get the fuck
prove
outta here.
damages. Prove damages,
exactly.
Wally. It's not. You didn't lose a monetized channel. You didn't lose a job because of us. You didn't lose your baby mama because of us. None of it is directly attributable to us.
He's just a child, because like being criticized by other people for your own actions is not something that's like out of the ordinary. It's like part of life, and you have to deal with that in a fucking adult way, and he can't deal with anything in an adult way, and that's his basic
Come on,
problem.
he's got desk statues.
I can't wait for them to play this back in court. It's going to sound awesome.
Do you know how much? Think of how much content.
Get a
there
fucking
is,
spine.
right? The Johnny Depp trial went on for how long, right? So if we had to do, discovery
That
and
was-
show every Wally video and every clip of his nonsense, we
but
would
time-
time 9 years.
Paperwork.
Times 3 or 4, because Hidden, he's
Right.
going to do a FOIA request to find out. He's going to do a FOIA request to Trudeau to find out who Hidden is, right?
That's why I keep saying Hidden should just come out on the show, because Wally's going to expose you with his newfound money. He's just going to go after.
Oh my god, this guy.
Is there a way that you could like say you had if you have $200,000 and you have to figure out who Hidden is? Like could you do it? Like is there you could do a private investigator and maybe do shady stuff. That's probably what you could do.
But like, where would you even start? How you know?
Yeah, they would have to watch 8 like they'd have to watch every one of Hidden's 12-hour like live streams with a notepad waiting for him to like give some kind of personal information.
I'm gonna drive north of the border and I'm just gonna start looking for somebody's address named Hidden. You know, and I'm just gonna keep looking around to like.
It's like, okay, he's a man and he lives in Canada. Like that's what
There's
we got.
not a lot of us there.
Well, we don't know if he's a man. Yeah, we could be speculating.
Yeah, he could be changed his voice the whole time.
He's a jaundiced man who dresses like the Hamburglar. We don't know.
He likes to smoke pot.
Yes.
All right, I gotta cut out. I gotta get up early tomorrow. I'll see you guys.
All right, man.
All right, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
Later.
All right, have a good one. Take care. Take care, Dan. Bye, guys.
He must be the oldest one out of us.
I'm going to follow suit too because I got another crazy day as well.
Oh, look at all the doxing going on here.
I've had some discussion with very close friends and allies of mine offline, of real friends, good friends, longtime friends.
Do you think he wrote that?
Friends
do you think he wrote family himself with like
know who I am,
paint?
who know what I'm about, and who
I'm going to say
what
no.
I am not.
What are you, Wally?
And in every conversation, it ended the same. Now, I know I've been going on to a lot of your channels, a lot of your live streams.
And crying.
I've been trying to muster up
talking about my dick.
Laughter. I've been trying to tell jokes. I've tried my best to
but I'm really a
convey the image
man.
that you guys have got to know me for. And
is it just me, or does it look like she's trying to get away from that kiss on the bottom there?
And
she's cringing.
Yeah.
I
She's
can't
like, oh no,
really
not one of
pretend
these
anymore. The simple fact of the matter is that
I was supposed to be on the lips, but she turned her face at the last second.
I've lost.
He's like, hey, want to bang in the RAV4?
I know it in my
Let's
heart.
bang in the RAV4. I know you love that.
We don't fit in the RAV4.
It's all around me.
It's awkward, yeah. You're always hitting something.
My family refuses to make things right. The mother of my kids continues to choose to see things through her narrow lens, through her horse blinders.
Just called her a horse.
Still chooses to believe that I am something that I am not. There is no room for redemption.
Maritza, put these on.
There is no room for second chances. There is no
You'll
room
make it easier for you.
for forgiveness.
I bought her nipple clips and horse blinders.
The only thing that the people that I once thought were people that loved me and cared about me, all they care about is punishing,
I don't want you to be able to look at me when I'm banging you from behind.
Revenge and hurting me.
Well, he's whimpering.
I've talked about this with several really, really close friends of mine, and
yeah, his kids are 17 and 14.
Many of you are not going to like what I have to say. But I quit. I give up.
He gives up.
I've lost.
Bullshit.
Wally, you lost. Remember when you admitted you lost, Wally?
Nobody likes
Human nature, unfortunately, does not allow for people to forgive.
Or quit.
It's not true.
It's easier for people to hold on to their beliefs because that's what they're comfortable with. Than to open up their heart and see that people are not what they appear to be.
Oh, what are these videos? I miss these videos.
And people outright
picture in the bottom left in his new apartment.
Yes.
to believe what they
Back in
see
there.
His big dumb face.
and believe what they
I think
hear.
he's losing his hair. In the recent pictures, it looks like his hairline's going up.
Instead of
Well,
seeing
whose
things
isn't?
for
We're all
what they
getting old.
truly
My
are.
hair's not going up. Look at that.
That's true. Yeah, because you got a lot
And
of
I've
cage
carried
hanging.
this weight on my
Beautiful.
shoulders for long
Wear
enough.
it like a badge of pride.
I got a haircut, and the guy gave me a mullet. I have a mullet.
I really don't want to get into the
Like,
discussions
thanks a
that
lot
I've had
for the mullet
offline.
haircut guy.
Yeah, it's coming back. Yeah.
But I will tell you
Party in the
that
back.
I feel myself just
Business up front, party the back.
sinking lower and lower.
Don't worry, Wally, you're gonna get money soon.
You know, I've tried to live the MGTOW philosophy. I went through all of this horrific, torturous nightmare-like
trying too
scenarios. I've been there. I've
It's like,
done it.
I'm the MGTOW guy.
I've experienced it, from homelessness to depression to suicidal tendencies to
I'm
everything.
a MGTOW guy. Anyway, I really want my
And I
ex back.
managed to start
It's just
over
like
again.
MGTOW.
Yeah.
Some way, somehow, I started over again. I found a place to live in South Charlotte, in an apartment that's half the size of the one that I currently live in now, and found a perfect little home for my angels, my babies, my Natalia Grace,
Not
my
doxing.
Aaron
Don't-
James, a son that I don't even know.
Don't dox Wally.
That right now they have a room that's been sitting in limbo now for close to 19 months.
Can't have
That's
anybody.
just itching for 2 kids
Can't have any.
to run around in, to jump around in, to play in.
Play with your toys.
Have something I never had as a kid,
Have fun.
and I gave to them. And the mother of my kids
Play with your
insisted
fucking
that I
toys.
lied.
Get out of here.
I don't have them.
Daddy, we're
You
too
guys
old for
have
Mr.
seen it on
Potato Head.
camera.
Shut
I
up.
don't know how many times I could show it before it becomes cliche.
I bought that on eBay for 5 times. It's a collectible. Shut up.
Don't open that one. That's the one we keep on the shelf. Open this one.
Idiot.
Everything that the MGTOW philosophy has taught me to self-improve, to pick yourself up, to brush yourself off, to start again, to
pursue
improve.
your ex. Yes,
I've
MGTOW.
gone above and beyond that.
It's really starting to piss me off. I'm
I have
turning
an
red
apartment
here.
that,
He
forgive me for
graduated.
sounding arrogant,
He did
that
it.
people only wish they had. And I have resources available to me that most people
Money.
probably kill for.
Got money.
Probably choke for.
You can have all the money in the world and still not be happy.
What happened? You turned red.
I don't want to be rich.
Or red now.
He was pissing me
I
off
don't want
talking about
things.
MGTOW.
I don't
Oh, you're
want
getting mad.
stuff.
His eyes are getting red.
I don't want riches. I don't want fame.
You don't want riches? Okay.
I
Or fame?
just
Okay.
want to be a daddy
Loved.
and a father and a husband.
You'll get none
Well,
of those things
And
and
to
like it.
have my family back, that I was forced into the philosophy. And I've stood my ground, regardless of how people out there will judge me. Frankly, I do not care, because I did not do the things that I was accused
I
of.
don't care how people judge me, but if they do, I'm going to take them to court. But I don't care.
Everyone deserves another chance. I'm not a lunatic or an alcoholic.
Or a pederast.
I'm not a reprobate or a pedophile or a murderer or a terrorist or a thief. I've never sat in prison,
Incorrect.
Well, he went to jail, not prison.
and yet I'm being treated as if I was some sort of deviant or a criminal.
What the fuck's happening?
And it's not fair. It's not right. It's
Or you became translucent.
unethical.
Oh,
It's
shit.
immoral, and it's a never-ending nightmare that now is finally caught up to me. My health now is being adversely affected.
Kidneys are
My
shutting
depression
down.
is getting worse.
My spleen is
And I already
failing
know
me.
in my heart
My bonitis is...
that I'm going to be very much alone for Christmas, because she doesn't care how I feel.
Right. And
Yes.
That another Christmas is going to be stripped from me for no reason. Because of selfish arrogance.
because of selfishness.
Wally, what? He's 6 years old. It's Christmas. Who cares? You're a grown adult.
I don't care who makes videos
Christmas is a
about
pain
me.
in
I
the
don't
ass.
care who thumbs down my videos. I don't care what kind of death threats I'm sent.
I wish
I
you
don't
made
care
videos for
about
me to thumbs
emails
down.
that people send me.
But if they do, I'm going to sue them all.
Because unlike these people, at least, I have my dignity and my
No.
pride left to know that I
You don't.
told the truth.
Nobody.
Oh, that guy's playing with himself.
And I don't need anyone's approval to feel the way I feel. But everything I've ever
God damn
believed
it.
in,
Can't you
everything
wait?
I ever fought
Ah,
for,
the Beat Club. I get it.
everything I ever was is gone.
It's gone.
But she is still
'Cause
robbing
you're
me
fucked.
of every day that
These are
goes
the kind of
by, they
videos that
grow
get hidden
another-
off.
Another little bit. They grow a
It's like,
little
yeah, cry,
millimeter,
Wally,
a
yeah.
centimeter, an inch. They learn new words.
Oh, yeah.
And I can never get those experiences
Cry, Wally.
back. I can never tell my son I was there for his first haircut or his first birthday or any of it
Or
because
his
I was
12th
robbed of
birthday,
it.
or his 17th birthday, or his job, or his wife.
That I
or
can't
his
even tell
kids.
my son that I
graduation.
got a chance to finish potty training him and teach him how to use a toilet like a boy.
Well, hopefully he still remembers.
Or how I missed my daughter's first day of kindergarten.
Somebody would have taught him that,
I
Wally.
can never tell them that.
I can never tell. I can't tell him how he taught about his shit.
And wipe
You don't
his
I
clean
can't
it in the
live with
backyard,
this
but if you do,
anymore.
I'll clean it up.
You couldn't shit without me,
I
son.
cannot live with feeling this way. That I am being robbed. I've been robbed of my humanity.
God, Wally.
I've been robbed of my dignity.
culture.
I am not being given the chance that I deserve. I already know I'm going to be robbed of another Christmas and another New Year.
Correct.
And
To
another
sit by
Labor
the
Day,
Christmas tree and
and
open
another
up
Lunar
gifts
New
with my
Year.
kids.
and Eid.
President's Day.
Yeah.
As a
Martin Luther
family.
King Jr.'s birthday.
And Juneteenth.
What
I
these
will never
bastards
celebrate
set out to do
Juneteenth
to
with
me
my
to
Yeah.
set
Fuck
me up as a
Juneteenth.
cheater when I never did. And no one will listen. No one will listen.
We're listening, Wally.
We're
Except
listening, Wally.
Dan.
Yes.
Dan's listening.
All right,
No
This
one
guy's
will listen.
Up to the wall.
I
gotta
did
check
everything
out.
right.
I'm
I
gonna
went
bet- I'll
above
watch
and
you guys in my
beyond. You got
dreams.
bastard men that are
All
out
right.
there that wouldn't even
Mates.
take 10 minutes to even lift up a phone to call their kids. I made a home for them. There are men that are out there that'll sit all day long playing video games, smoking pot, and drinking themselves under the table. I'm not that man.
I don't know.
I don't do those
Oh no,
things.
that's pee or poop.
Oh.
I am worthy of
Right out.
redemption.
Oh. What is that? I want to know.
That's
I am
shooting
a
a pee-pee.
good
That's
man.
a chick who took a whiz
and
right outside
I
my office.
deserve
Oh,
my
God.
Right in
family.
broad
She
daylight.
knows how to wipe.
Yeah. Oh, she left all the shitty napkins for me to clean up.
And I'm tired of hiding these feelings.
That's Wally's new girlfriend.
I'm tired of hiding what I've been feeling all these weeks.
He's tired of not showing his emotions on camera, guys.
I don't care what kind of videos these YouTube bastards put out there about me. You
You
can send
remember
all
you
the
said
death threats
that.
you want. You can send all the emails you want. I don't care
Lo-
what you
lo-
do,
legal team,
because
are you
you'll
listening?
never be me, and you'll never
Johnny
understand
Cochran, where
what
are
it
you?
is to be me.
If the
He's
glove
in the
fits.
I
ground,
am a good
6 feet.
man. That
If the
was
Freddy glove
framed
fits.
and set up because of jealous bastards.
You fucks.
He's so bad.
All right,
And
I'm outta here,
nobody
guys.
will listen.
Peace out.
Wally, we're listening.
Love y'all. See you soon.
Bye.
All right, man. See ya.
And I feel like I've given up.
This only goes on for another 18 hours. It's fine.
I don't care how the manosphere judges me at this point.
That's a good because
If
they
you
don't
were a
want to.
father like I am, in my heart, I'm a father first. I don't care about acronyms
Hashtags father
or
first.
labels or any of the
Thought
bullshit
he
that
was
I
the
see here
responder
on
first.
YouTube. I am a father first and foremost.
Second responder.
And I am in pain.
See you later,
And
man.
I am hurting.
So dramatic.
And all of these people that are out there that like to naysay and shame and put people down, you don't know the half of what it feels like to be a man like me.
Yeah,
Thank
no, because
God.
I've made good choices in my life.
But it's becoming too much for me to deal with and handle anymore. That it's not fair that I can already
Called
see that
pulling
I'm going to
out.
end up being very much
Step
alone
one,
again for
don't
Christmas
lay your
and New
hands
Year's.
on your girl
And I've tried.
in front of her parents. while
God knows
drunk.
I've tried.
No,
I've tried everything. My
Step one,
friends
pull
have
out.
tried everything. People I know out there have tried everything to help me get through to her and my family.
Especially
And they won't
Johnson.
listen.
What's his name? What was the
They
guy's
tried everything to get him to
They are
stop.
so set on placing judgment on me that they don't have not 1 inch of heart or decency or soul or compassion in them. That
Well-
all they care about is what they want for themselves first.
fathers first?
What do I want, anyways? I just want a good time.
I don't know what direction my channel is going to take from this point.
A very, very negative one. Wow.
It's been
going
weighing
straight
on me
down
as
the
to
toilet.
how I'm going to proceed for now on here on YouTube.
Not at all.
But I can tell you
Don't worry about it too
emotionally,
much.
I am ruined.
Ruined.
I've been trying to fight it off all these weeks,
Google account
and
dismissed.
it's beat me. Every day that goes by, more and more and more, I'm sinking lower and lower and lower into depression. I want so
No matter how
badly
much they
just
flush,
to
I
be
won't go
heard,
down.
just to have the chance that I have worked hard for and earned to give my kids this room, a room I never had, my brother never had, my sister never had. They have it right now, waiting for them.
They have their own rooms now,
They have
Wally.
a giant home here,
They-
waiting for them.
Their house. They already have a big home.
I
Wally.
deserve a
I
chance.
don't understand the idea behind any of it. It just doesn't make sense.
He's such a selfish.
And I'm never
asshole.
going to get that
I
chance.
made a home so far away from them that
And I can't
they
deal with
must
it
come
anymore.
here.
It's fucking bizarre.
Why are you in South Carolina? Period.
And I feel like I've given
For a
up.
point.
I've
He made a
lost
point.
all hope.
Yeah,
And a
well,
closer Christmas
then you
is
can't
coming.
cry about any of
And a
this.
closer New Year's is coming.
We're almost done, folks.
Every minute, every second, every hour, that hope is diminishing that I will be able to be with my kids in a happy home together as a normal family, opening up Christmas gifts, singing Christmas songs.
Who does? No one
And
does.
my
that.
heart is completely destroyed because of it. No
No
one will
one's
listen.
singing Christmas songs in there.
Do you think he's gonna okay? So he's got all this
No one
money. He's
will
gonna
listen.
move back to New York, so that all this could actually be a thing.
Yeah, he could have a house on Long Island, and they can
Please
maybe
forgive
visit
me,
him.
everybody. I've tried my best to be as happy as I can.
Like if he doesn't pack up
listen
his
to
shit
all
and
of
move
you,
back to fucking New York
to
and
try to
take
tell
care of
my
this
story
shit,
as honestly as
and he
I
tries
can.
to
I've
sue
tried to
people
be
over nothing.
just another guy. I'm not
That's a
never
total
tried to be
fucking
a
joke.
hero. I've
And a
never
waste
tried
of
to be some sort
911
of
money.
icon or savior. I just wanted my story to be heard.
Oh, it's been heard, and we're keeping it going. We're,
I don't
we're
know
the
what
only
else to
ones
say
keeping
from
this
this point,
story
Doug,
alive.
so I'm
for
just
him.
going to
Hebrew
end it
Spaceman
here.
sent me a picture of Gary wearing a 501st hat. I'm not going to show it.
No, but for real, if
man.
he doesn't fucking take that money and move the fuck back and do shit straight, then fuck off with all this fucking.
Well, he's
whining
already
shit.
been tweeting. He's just like, "Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with New York." Like I think he rationalizes how New York sucks, and that's why he can't go back because it sucks. So because Tucker Carlson and Newsmax says New York sucks, so he
Yeah,
can't
but
go
then he
back.
can't. There's no way to rationalize that his children are supposed to figure out their way to get to North Carolina to visit him. Like,
Well,
what the
they're
fuck?
supposed to know that New York sucks and flee to North Carolina. That's Wally's logic, I think. Who knows? Trying to get inside Wally's head. Good luck with that.
Not listening.
No one
You
wants to
have to come
listen.
here.
No one wants to listen to the ramblings of an insane person. Why? And yeah, the kids have a house. They have their own rooms. They don't have
Right.
to share a room. There's a big old house on Long Island.
As the parent that's outside of the house, you have to stay close enough if you want to deal with like seeing your kids and shit.
Wally, because Wally doxed her. Wally gave out her address, and it's a nice big old house in Suffolk County with a lawn. I think it's on a cul-de-sac. Maybe it's not on a cul-de-sac, but looks like there's not a lot of street traffic.
There's
Kids
no
can
court
play.
in the country that's going to tell them that they have to go there.
Yeah, no, it's totally
Unless he's going to
delusional.
start paying for like airplane tickets to bring them out every fucking month or whatever.
Well, we were talking about that when he was first talking about it. I assumed because I'm a normal person that he meant visiting them. But then
Yeah.
I was like, that's like you said, that's plane tickets back and forth, and also it's young kids, so someone would have to travel with the kids, then leave
It's
them
just
with
not how it
Wally
works.
and hang out in North Carolina until the kids are ready to go back home. Well, who's going to do that? You know? Or Wally's going to have to fly, get them, fly back, and then so it's 4 tickets for him. But then I realized, oh, he actually means he wants her to leave everything and come to him. It's like so. But I guess when you're desperate and crazy, that's where your mind goes. It's like you come up with these scenarios that she'll quit her job
does
and
she
move
not?
in with me.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's just gonna quit her job and go back to the fucking jokey days of fucking.
Jokey days.
I don't know about that, man.
The choking years, yeah.
In a place that's like hundreds of miles away from her parents and shit.
And that video, he was saying like it's a woman should be away from her parents and just be with the man. So that's him saying you need to be just with me where no one else can interfere when we fight. Like that's what he was saying. Like
Yeah.
creepy.
Well, you know what kind of person does that kind of shit? That's textbook behavior.
Yeah. I need you to myself, so you can't get away.
Where there's no one for you to talk to, and
Don't talk to that person.
I got the Werewolves of London playing in the background.
I was gonna say, who is that? Werewolves of London. Am I gonna get a copyright thing?
Warren Zevon. Well, I
my
don't
last
think
few,
so. You
my
can't
last
hear
few
it.
shows I got copyright, but I didn't look into them. I don't know what they were from about. But I think I shared some questionable stuff. Oh, I did Willy Wonka. I bet it's for when I played Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah, they love to fucking get you for crazy shit like that.
I still don't know how you're not getting hit with the movie stuff.
Because I'm choosy about it. I got hit. Fuck, what was the last one that got pinched? It was one I just put up too.
Demons,
oh, it was
one,
no,
two?
it was the TV show ones. It was a Star Trek one.
Star Trek.
Yeah, and I had it like I put it through the copyright process, and it said you have copyrighted material here, but the copyright holder allows it to be played on YouTube. I'm like, oh, okay. And I play it, and they're like, the copyright holder has manually put in a claim against you. It's like, well, make up your fucking mind.
Right.
Like
I
you
did
told me
everything
it was
I'm
cool.
supposed to do.
Yeah, and you told me it was cool. Now it's my fault that you fucked up, and I'm the one that has to get the strike now. What the fuck's going on with that? So yeah, I had to stop playing that show, which sucks because it was a cool show.
All for bad animation.
I liked it.
I didn't even know it existed until like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Like how did I not stumble upon this as a kid? Like you figured they would play it on repeat, but it just never was. I have no idea that they made a cartoon.
Probably they couldn't get past the copyright.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they got in trouble.
What is it? CBS. They're like, no, you will not play that. It's like, well,
that, and I had no idea that there was what's the other one? There was a Planet of the Apes cartoon. I had no idea it was a Planet of the Apes cartoon from the 70s.
Yeah. Fuck, who was? I guess it was maybe True Storm. That was on my show whenever I played the old Hercules cartoons. He's like, I've never heard of this shit before. It's like from the 60s.
I don't remember Hercules. I remember Tarzan. My brother was in Tarzan. He turned me on to Tarzan. The animation was actually pretty good in Tarzan for like a cartoon for kids.
They drew Hercules to look like the Superman comic. Like he looked like the old Superman style. He was kind of like Superman too. He'd jump in the air and fly all the way to Mount Olympus.
What? Hercules can't
Yeah.
fly.
And well, it's because he had a ring.
What?
Zeus gave him he came down to Earth to hang out with mortal people, but he would have to be mortal while he's on Earth. So Zeus gave him a ring so that he could put on the ring and he would have all of his powers back.
But Hercules is like a demigod or something.
Yeah.
He's like a half.
It's totally not the Hercules story. It's like they turned it into their own superhero fantasy thing. It's kind of cool.
Oh, I never heard of it. I know they did Ulysses. There was a Ulysses cartoon too.
And you can play them without you don't get copyright strikes when you play it.
Well, I'm not going to test that theory because I know how.
Well, no, I played it for like fucking 2 hours on my show. It wasn't copyright struck for that.
Everybody involved with it is dead. The company's gone.
Pretty much. Johnny Mathis did the fucking theme song. That's how
Really?
old it is. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a Canadian cartoon too, which is really weird.
Those Canadians. Well, one of the companies that did most of the animation was, I think, Dick. Is it Dick? Was they Canadians?
That's
DIC. I remember they
I
had
don't
a
know
little
if they're
girl say
Canadian.
Dick.
Yeah, I don't know if they're Canadian though.
DIC cartoons.
I thought they were out of California.
Stood for Do It Cheap. That's kind of funny. Oh no, they're American. There was some. Maybe it was who did Inspector Gadget? Inspector Gadget cartoons. Maybe they were.
Oh yeah, it was called The Mighty Hercules.
Oh no, Dick did Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Dick. Maybe NVIDIA? Not NVIDIA. That's the graphic card people.
I remember we were always like, as if they had like a little girl saying "dick" at the end of the fucking show.
Yeah,
It's
like who came up with that? I can't remember the name of the company. Anyway, there's some company that it was Canadian cartoon company. Anyway. So what happened last show? You missed a week. You haven't missed a week.
Oh, I had some shit I had to do, and it was gonna make it so that it was burning into the time. So I just said, "Fuck it."
It's very unlike you. Oh, is this Hercules we're watching?
Yeah. That's Daedalus.
That guy's a villain. Look at him.
Yeah, he's Daedalus. The original Joker laugh guy.
When you don't have pupils, you don't have to animate pupils, so you just have evil white eyes.
See that? That's the original bat signal. He's using a mirror to signal Hercules to come down. Herc comes down with his Pegasus. Look, he looks like Superman.
You're supposed to ride a Pegasus, not have a cart with.
He has a chariot too, though. He has a chariot.
Doesn't make any logical sense. Yeah, he is Superman. He's totally Superman.
And then whenever he needs to get like actual strength, he puts on the ring, and fucking lightning's like into the ring, and there you go. There's the ring.
Just gave it
He's
away.
Yeah, he's like, take care of my ring so it doesn't get lost while
That's
I'm
probably
doing
a
my
mistake.
shit. Of course, that Daedalus guy's watching. He's like, I need that ring. That I can already hear him laughing. Yeah, he's like, now he's wrapping a chain around him. You're fucked.
Hercules could still beat that guy. Look at that guy. He's this little. You can't
yeah,
throw
he's
a
got
chain
magic.
at somebody.
He's like a wizard.
Those rocks are totally gonna move because they're a different color than the background.
Yeah.
It's that animation.
Good old
style.
60s cartoons.
Yeah, you can always tell the weird thing that's gonna move.
The arm is always like, you can tell his body's a little bit different where it's gonna.
The backgrounds are all detailed, but then things that move are like just big purple squares.
Uh-oh.
That tree really doesn't cover that guy that well. You could totally see.
I remember. I remember one time there was a cop trying to fucking get the drop on a drug dealer house in this town I lived in. He was standing behind a tree like that. Yeah.
Copying for him.
And I'm like,
look at that fight! Wow.
I'm looking at him. I'm like, is that a cop over there? And then I start walking right out into the middle of the street, putting my hand over my eyes, like to block the sun so I can see better and shit. And I'm looking
at him
right,
real close.
Yeah, I'm looking right at him, and I can see him trying to hide more behind the tree.
He's doing this.
He's like fucking twice the size of the tree. You can see like
he's doing this.
It was like a tree that had a gun and a fucking nightstick. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This tree looks like it's dressed up.
It's like a little kid trying to hide. Like, if you can't see me, you can't. I
Puts
can't.
His face behind the tree, and now he's invisible.
Look at this epic fight going on right now.
That's the shit. He doesn't have his ring though either.
There's 3 animation cells. They're like, we don't have a lot of money to do this.
Did he give him
the
this
ring?
is
ringless. He must have beaten up a dragon. It's pretty good.
He must have gave him the ring. How the fuck did he punch him so hard?
He punched him right back in his face.
Look at him. He's like, what?
That never happens.
What the hell? Yeah, they gave him his ring back. That's how he got like that. This guy's fucked now. You can't run fast enough. Yeah, he's right up your ass.
Oh, got him. But Hercules is going to let him go because Hercules is that kind of guy. He'll just be like, you've learned your lesson, evildoer.
See, now he takes him to Olympus.
Oh, the gods will fuck
jail. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes they show him running up Mount Olympus.
Cyrus.
Dragging him behind.
Let's see what hidden into. Hidden into my show, The Warriors. Cyrus. Oh, is that Primus? That's Primus. Right?
Yeah, I was playing that earlier. Primus, Max Webster, and
is that Wyona's Big Brown Beaver? Is that video?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's actually a porcupine. She finds out at the end it's a porcupine. She pricks her finger on
her that she may have a porcupine.
Because she pricked her finger on it.
It smells like 7 layers.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't know why he says that. Is that like
Taco Bell?
Well, I understand Taco Bell, but why is it eating Taco Bell? It's a fucking. I don't get it. It's like a porcupine.
It was just in the It was in the Taco Bell.
Was he saying like he took a shit and it's like smells like Taco Bell now?
It smells like I gotta look at the lyrics now. It smells like 7 layers. That beaver likes Taco Bell. That's right. Bow, 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 bow.
This is a crazy song.
Can't sing it, otherwise Les Claypool will sue us. I think he grows wine somewhere. I mean, he makes wine. You can buy Les Claypool like vineyard wine. I looked into it. I was going to buy it for a musician friend, but it was like ridiculously like they don't release it all the time, and I would have had to buy it at like a crazy amount. I'm like, oh, I don't like this friend as much.
Speaking of Cyrax, did you hear about Chris Chan?
No, I never like every now and again I'll sit down and I'll try to find a video about him, and it's like I'm like I don't want to. I have enough online psychos.
Dude, a video on it. There's more video on Chris Chan than on Mega Man. I can tell you.
Oh, absolutely that. I know he's like a famous.
He's been taping himself since fucking before he could do it. But he got out of jail. They just let him out of jail.
Oh, what was he in jail for? I know he like fucked his mom or some shit.
Yeah, well, that's what he was in jail for. They're like, you can't do that, and so I guess they were holding him in there until something happened, maybe, because what I hear is somebody drove by the mom's place to see if she's in there and shit, because like they took her to the hospital to check up on her and shit, and then nobody heard from her again after. So everybody's worried about her now. They're like, does anybody know what's... So someone's drove by the place, and they said they saw someone removing all kinds of toys and shit from the house. So it probably means that either she might have passed away or she got put into a home or something else.
Oh, they were like cleaning out the house?
Yeah, because they couldn't afford the place anyways. so someone's cleaning out the place, and now they're probably letting him out because he probably can't get to her now. She's probably in a home, or she's somewhere protected where he can't get to her now, which means he's going to be homeless coming out.
Ooh,
And he's going to be on a rage because all of his stuff is probably
But
taken
if
to
it
the
was
dump.
smart, he would just do he would go on his channel and just do a GoFundMe, and he'd make $100,000 in a second because all the trolls would
He's
throw
not
him money.
smart, but he does that anyways. Like that's his shtick. But the thing is, he might not even be able to get access to all that shit because he's not functioning at all. So without his parents around, you see what's happened. He's totally
Yeah.
gone off the deep end, right?
Nobody could reel him in. There's
So
less
now, what do you do with
wine.
that? You know who else makes wine? Dan Aykroyd.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying $60 for Les Claypool wine. Come on.
You'll probably pay more for Dan Aykroyd wine. He's a vintner out of Niagara.
Oh, he's by me. By us, I should say. Yeah, I think Les is out in California somewhere. Oh, you can buy a baseball hat.
Yeah, California, you can grow grapes all year there, but Niagara, it's they have a shorter season, but that's where they do the ice wine, where they let the grapes freeze a bit on the vine before they pick them, and it makes a different kind of wine.
I never understood wine, like people who were super into wine. I'm like, it's okay, it's good. This one's white, this one's red. I get it. No.
I find wine is really weird. I drink it. I can drink a lot of it, and I can drink it. I find it hits you really fast. Like you drink a glass of wine, if you shoot the glass of wine, you get drunk pretty fast. But it wears off really fast too. It's not like other kinds of alcohol. It sort of lingers till you wake up. You're drunk the whole fucking time. You wake up to take a piss, you're stumbling all over. But when you drink wine, it's not like that at all.
Wine is like that's the alcoholic beverage of like really old people. Like when you're 80, you have some wine. Like apparently wine does some good things for you. Red wine. Like you can't whiskey will like kill an old person, but red wine, you can tolerate that.
I don't know.
I just know like a lot of old people are just like wine. That's like their go-to booze.
I think it's because it's cheap.
Yeah, but like pound for like whiskey like or like cheap gin, like pound for pound that'll fuck you up. But gin will like I think just like an old person like gin.
I don't know, man. Them old rubby dubs fucking love it. The rubby dubs, yeah, they fucking love it. They'll drink fucking.
I can hear you rummaging around. Are you roll? What are you doing?
I'm rolling up.
I was gonna say it sounds like paper is involved.
Yep.
It's too much work, paper. You don't want to stuff it in a bowl and boom, that's it.
No, because I find I just cough my brains out when I do that way. It's too much at once.
Well, you do like a little bit. Put like a little bit in the bowl. Try experiment right now.
Mr. non-fucking ever smoking weed telling me
who
smokes weed every fucking day.
I would have an aluminum. It was we talked about it. The fake cigarette. That was my go-to. You put a little bit in the end. You do that, and then you go about your day. That's it. You're done.
You get a little piece of tinfoil, and you poke some holes in it.
No,
put your little ball of hash on there, and you light it up.
Yeah, you get the needle ready, and
That's the last time he smoked. It was like in the fucking 90s.
Actually, maybe the last time I think I went. I was invited to my old job. They did a thing, and a bunch of the 20-somethings-year-old had they were doing the oil stuff, which I never did before. And I remember just thinking, I'm like, this is dangerous. I'm like, how do you do this every day? Like, this is the
oil stuff burns the fuck out of my throat. It makes me cough like crazy. That's how
it was like whatever this guy had. It was like there was no harshness, and then the feeling hits you, and I was like, this I could see getting this could be trouble for like normal people. There was like no ramifications to like doing it. It's just, like the science they really caught up to. Yeah, I joined a board game group, like local people. They play board games every weekend, and we're in like a place that sells board games, and we're playing board games. And somebody came in, and they reeked. They smelled like they was smoking joints, like while wearing wool inside their car. They just like
Nice.
stank.
Fucking right. That's like
And
me.
and we were in mid game, and this mother and her daughter that was maybe like 17. She was like, "We're gonna have to go now, Grace. This is too. We can't. We're gonna have like they and it was we were gonna start a
Smells
new game, and they're like,
spicy.
we cannot." And I remember they left, but the daughter was dressed like a goth slut. Like the girl had like black nail polish and a leather thing, and her boobs were like up here, and she had a short skirt. She was dressed like some goth girl. But her mom was like, "Oh, pot, we can't do that." I remember thinking, like, how are you okay with your daughter walking around like that? But pot is like where you draw the line. It was so weird to me. But I was glad because they wanted to play boring old timey games, and I was glad. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! Who wants to play whatever dumb fucking game you were playing?" She wanted. She was like, "Oh, you want to play Scrabble?" Like, no one wants to play Scrabble. What are you? 80-year-olds? Words? Spelling?
Want to play cards?
We want to play Doom and Imperium. Okay, that's the game. I think that's the hot game now. Doom and Imperium.
Oh,
Any Doom fans out there?
What is that? Like a bazillion fucking pieces?
Oh, it's super complicated. Like the learning curve is ridiculous. In fact, I played a game. We were playing a round of this, and some guy joined, and the guy got in over his head. The learning curve was too much, which was fine. But it was like the 7th or 18th time we're doing the same exact thing, and he's just like, he looked at his cards and he's looking at the board, and everyone's like, dude, like it was 1 a.m. and we were only supposed to play like 11, and this game was going on and on. I was like, dude, just. He's like, and then you're supposed to announce when you're done, and he would just look at his cards, and I went after him, and I was like, so you're done, right? Fucking amateur hour. That guy should play Scrabble. Fuck that guy.
Oh, yeah, right. He'd be like,
And then later on, I found out he worked in a haunted house. That was his job. There was like it was like a holiday thing. It was like a 24/7 all day year, not 24/7, but all year round. It was some haunted house he worked at. And he was telling these stories like, oh yeah, we used to do this thing where like we would like someone in the group would be in on it, and then it looked like they got killed, but then someone complained about it, and we can't do that anymore. Like he had all these bizarre haunted house stories, how they had to change the script because they were being sued, which I thought's ridiculous. If you go to a haunted house, you're gonna see something upsetting, right? Like that's on you, but like whatever. People go to imagine going to a haunted house and going, "That was scary. I'm gonna sue them." Like, what did you think was gonna happen in the haunted house? But yeah, this guy, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. He was a nice guy, but he should have been playing Dune Imperium. Okay.
you see what it says on that picture? Fuck. Oh,
I see two.
Yeah.
Two
well,
Cyruses.
in the Cyrus picture, what it's saying for this face, it says when you see Billy's asshole, and that's why he's making that face. He's like,
who's Bill? Oh, is that the grandfather, the boyfriend?
I think so.
I think it's his grandmother, and the grandmother has a boyfriend. God help that guy. That guy is just like, I just want to live with this woman, and then it's like all of a sudden, like the special needs kid upstairs is like viral. So much so there's people stopping by the house. God bless Billy.
BX Beast Boys talking about fucking Chris Chan.
I would have told. I'd be like, listen, like, you have to get rid of your grandson. He's abusive. He's gross. He's on YouTube all day long.
They punched her in the face and threw her down the stairs.
What can we do to remove him from this house? What? And maybe the grandma's like, you can't do that. That's my blood.
She adopted him.
Yes, I remember you telling me that. Tell me.
Yeah. So.
Well, can't you change your mind? Can't you go back?
No take back?
It's 35 years later. I made a mistake. Can you take this
There's
back?
no take backs on that.
I was watching a Cyrax video. It was Music Biz Marty.
Yeah.
And he played some other clip where him and another guy trolled this woman that kind of looked like this woman. That's what reminded me.
Like Chris Chan.
No, there's some, I don't know, was it? There was like some fat woman before.
Yeah,
anyway, it was these two guys, and they trolled this woman into thinking World War III started. like one guy was like, "Are you guys watching TV right now?" And they're like, "Something with Putin and nuclear weapons." And then he made a fake like newsreel of like missiles being shot and news people talking about it. Anyway, this they had this girl running around her house hysterical, going, "I gotta call my mom. I don't want to die." And it was like, that was so great. And the other one's like, "I think I hear air horns," and he started playing like an air horn sound effect. Oh my god! And all I kept thinking of is, if you're friends with those guys, you must know they're gonna fuck with you at any moment. So if one of them says, "Hey, I think World War III is starting," you may want to like, be like, "Wait a minute, you guys are trolling, right?" She's like, "I gotta call my mom."
Cyrax got a new channel.
Yeah, I kind of stopped watching him only because I don't know where he went to, because he keeps on getting kicked off immediately because he copyrights. He plays music just like boom, and they're gone.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. I fucking I subbed to it. Just so
I was on the chat of Music Biz Marty, and I said, "Where's Cyrax now?" And Marty put my comment and said something. He usually has like 300 people watching. Well, I was like, "Ooh, he acknowledged me." I felt like I felt special for a minute.
Shit, where is it?
I was expecting some rando in the chat to like send me a link, but that was actually. They gave me the link to the channel that's now no longer around because he fucked it up because he was mumble rapping or whatever the hell. Cyrax.
Yeah, this one I don't know what he's planning for this one. He's not going to be mumble rapping though. I think it's more of
Race
like
car driving.
No, this one looks like it's more for guitaring. I think.
Oh, he plays guitar.
Something like that.
He quote unquote plays guitar the way like if I picked up a guitar and started strumming it like I would play guitar.
Pretty much how he mumble raps. Ah, here it is. Genius Metal.
Well, you got a Cyrax link? I gotta get it.
Yeah.
Genius Metal.
Hang on a sec. I'll put you in the private.
Oh, then I gotta click a thing. Oh, I see it.
Well, yeah. He says he's going all the way back to his roots.
Wow, how did he get Genius Metal? Like the alias is Genius Metal. You think that would be taken? That's like Legacy Proxy. Like no one took Legacy Proxy on Twitter.
Why? Is there such a thing?
Now there is. Going all the way back to my roots. 4 days ago. Oh, this is brand new.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna curl up with this later on.
Well, it's not much. It's only like maybe a total of 10 minutes.
Let's see. I am a guitarist. I am a capital guitarist, capital G guitarist, who doesn't follow the norms and loves to think
creatively.
Oh, that's it.
Looks like he's only got like fucking 10 minutes worth of video. He likes to think creatively out of the box, outside the box.
Joined March 23rd,
Yep.
and he has 600 subscribers. Son of a bitch.
Well, you just got to be a lolcow. I think that's exactly how Mega Man gets his numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to give something to get something.
If that's what you call it. And then threaten to sue everybody who makes fun of your content.
Everyone that you paid to be there. It's just like, I spent a whole fucking paycheck on food for you guys, and this is how you repay me? Making Craigslist ads? And making me lose my mind and shit my pants?
So and let's say what he said was 100% true. If your girlfriend sees some thing online, and you could be like, listen, I have a lot of people I pissed off, and someone made this up. Like that would I think most relationships that would be the end of it. You know, but if she believed that, it's like it sounds like she's a big dummy. Like
I don't think she believed it. I think she was like, yes. and out.
Yeah, that's what we all think. Is like that was the tip of an iceberg of bullshit.
Just what she needed.
A bullshitberg. A shitberg.
She's like, how do I ever get out of? Oh, what's this Craigslist ad?
I bet you it has nothing to do with their fight, but Wally tries to tie in the 501st made up a thing, and like his chain of logic is like he's gonna go to a lawyer with that, be like, yeah, WinterCon, fake Craigslist ad, these men, and he's gonna try to like, the lawyer's gonna be like, what?
I just wonder if it's actually a fake Craigslist ad or if it's a real one.
No one knows what he's talking about. I've asked around. I'm like, did anybody troll Wally with this? Everyone's like, no one knows what he's talking about. He's just a fucking lunatic.
Well, the smart thing would be to never admit to it, because then it would just, I mean, how are they ever going to know? It's not like Craigslist is going to rat anybody out. I don't think they exist anymore, do they? Does Craigslist even exist?
It's probably morphed into something. It was huge for a while.
Till people started getting hacked up. Like, hey, want to meet? What do you mean by meat? I mean, do you want to get in my pot so I can cook you?
Let me see. Craigslist. Is Craigslist still a website? That was like one of the searches for.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's like altavista.com.
Oh, it's an org now. Yeah, it's still around.
Do they still do the same thing?
Yeah, it's just an ugly looking
old school website.
Yeah.
Wow.
Find it here.
Every one of them is like a murderer now.
Oh, is that what happened? Somebody got killed?
Yeah, a whole bunch of people. Because you could bring people out places.
That's kind of on the people getting murdered, don't you think? Be like, yeah, come to my house.
But I mean, you can do that at any website, basically. It's just Craigslist was free, so everybody was in there doing it. Yeah, it does look shit, eh?
I searched for Walter.
And they show the Bradley unit.
I guess it's Syracuse, that's why.
Cat's okay, dog's okay. Notice how it says cat's okay, dog's okay. It doesn't mention pepperball guns okay.
What the hell's going on with that wall?
I hope that's fake.
Are there plants growing, sticking to
Oof, that's bad news. I'd prefer if that was fake. If that's real, you're going to have some nice fucking mold in your walls. The guy's hanging his bike from the ceiling, too, over his bed. That's not a good idea.
I did that in my old apartment only because I had no room. It was over the stairwell. It was actually kind of perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say, not over your bed.
Yeah, no.
Fucking let's go, and you're like, you're eating a bike in like 3 a.m.
Penthouse. Doesn't look like a shitty looking penthouse.
Man, he has to take his bike all the way to the back to hang it up.
Let's see. Let's emulate what Wally would do. You go to New York and housing.
Respectful and professional roommate. That's what he would need.
Services. Let's see.
Walter's flooring, masonry, landscaping.
I don't know how I spell prostitutes. Oh, no results. What?
Prostitutes.
Hookers.
No, I don't think. No, you need escorts.
Escorts.
No.
Oh,
they don't let you do it anymore.
Wally, what happened to your favorite?
Maybe there's just no escorts within certain miles from your. I doubt that, but okay.
All of New York. Come on.
Oh yeah, all of New York is escorts.
How do I go back to the main page? Yeah, I guess it's still a thing. Yeah, I agree with you. Anything on it's like creepy. It's like, what are you doing on this creepy channel? There's no other way to do this.
2/3 movers. I don't like the sounds of that. It was called 2/3 movers. What is that? Like, we promised to get 2/3 of your shit there not broken.
Oh, maybe because I'm doing services for sale.
Yeah. Escort.
Oh my God,
service.
Tiberius. I think Wally's
Paintball,
talked about.
pepperball.
Oh, I think he said his thing used to be Tiberius. Oh my God, Wally in the Bronx.
See, no permits required. You can still have that in New York.
Wally, come on.
Looks a little big for the hand that's holding it.
That's what Wally wants. He wants a big, he wants to overcompensate. What's going on with this guy's sheets? He's got very complicated sheets. Lots of triangles.
Puts it in his waistband and shoots a pepperball into his nuts.
Bang!
That would fucking burn. Oh my God, that would burn.
This guy's got Xbox controller in the corner.
Is that a bag of pills? What the fuck's going on?
Right?
This guy's not thinking straight.
Are those the projectiles? Maybe they're projectiles.
It's a bag of fucking ecstasy.
Whoops.
He's like, those are for sale too.
Oop, I lost everything. I'm trying to click on the YouTube screen, which is like, that's not where it is. Well, Craigslist is still a thing, everybody.
And you can get pepperball guns there, apparently.
You can get one pepperball gun there. Well, I did search New York. Maybe North Carolina there's better hope.
Does anybody remember what the Craigslist ad was called?
No one knows anything about it.
So he just came up with that shit on his own.
She's like, what is this? And oh, that's nothing, honey. And they fought. That's probably the beginning and end of it. But Wally's like, it must have been created by my enemies. Like, okay. And he's gonna go to a lawyer and sit down and pay money and bring that up. Yes, there's an I can't show you. I don't have it, but I know these guys are responsible. Oh, when did they do it? 9 years ago. Oh. And you don't have it? No.
I just wonder how many of his problems are just from his own suspicious mind.
Yeah, he's like I imagine a lawyer's gonna realize within minutes, like, this is a paranoid delusion or something or other. I'm sure they must deal with it all the time. They probably politely say, well, no, we can't help you. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll watch the tweets. Has he tweeted anything new? Let's see.
Like maybe he did the Craigslist ad to try to trap his girlfriend or his wife or whatever.
Anything's possible.
And it backfired on him.
He's so devious. He's always doing shady fucking shit. Just tonight we found another fucking...
That's what I mean.
Another thing he did.
You can't be that suspicious without it biting you up in your ass. There's a reason you're that suspicious in the first place.
No, he tweeted more all trans...
He doesn't trust anybody.
Trans stuff. He typed in all these hashtags. These are all hashtags. Trans terrorist, LGBTQ, LGBT, LGB, trans women are con men, trans terrorists, pronouns, LGBTQ plus HM.
Yeah, but he's got it backwards.
Leftist,
he's got it backwards.
Progressive, equity, equality, inclusion, BLM, anti-white, antifa socialism, furry fandom, gay, BDSM public.
There's only one.
So
it was trans terrorism for sure, but it wasn't a trans woman. It was everybody keeps getting that wrong. It's a trans male. This is woman.
What is I always what's that mean? You're born.
It's a girl that it wants to be a man or believes themselves to be a man and is taking testosterone.
That's probably what drove her crazy.
This is why they're trying to not talk about it that much. And the funny thing is, when you hear about, say, someone goes to a school and shoots people up, they say, don't talk about what they want. Don't give them what they're looking for. Don't put this out in the press and all that. But this time around, they're like, we have to protect trans people because this is... So they're basically saying it's the world that caused this person to go on the shooting spree, and we should trust this one and be on this one's side, where all the other school shooters, we should be against them. But this one's a woman that wants to be a man. So every time
there's a killer, it's like crazy people are crazy. They come in all
Of
warmth and
course.
flavor. It's like, don't be like, oh, he's a Trump guy. Oh, he's a Democrat. Oh, he's a black guy. I can't stand that when they do that. It's like they're an insane person. Like the period. End of
Yeah.
story. Like everything else is just,
Well, see, the problem is where you get people that realize that they're crazy and then egg them on to do it. There's a lot of that goes on. And that's what people are concerned about. Because they're like, okay, here's someone that is going into a Christian school to attack people. So this is a school that this person went to when they were younger. So there's more to this story, but they don't want to put it out there.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure there'll be a 2-hour documentary in a year.
Well, up here in Canada, they're saying all of the trans rights groups and stuff are getting phone calls and abuse and everything about it. So they're turning it into a we need to protect trans up here.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? That's the opposite of what you should be saying. You should be saying it's not about that. It's actually about the fact that these were Christian institutions. Because what's going on now...
They may be saying because of this, the Wallies out there are
of course,
but what they're not telling,
trans. But what they're not telling everybody is all of the Christian schools that had to be closed since then because they're getting bomb threats and swattings and shit.
Yeah,
they're not telling. They're telling one side of the story, and they're actually championing the person, which they've never done before. They've never championed the shooter's cause in the history of shooters.
We'll get the documentary. Oh, speaking of creepy documentaries, there's a creepy 2-hour documentary on Jarrett from Subway. And, and there's a single frame. No. They used a picture from the event I went to. So I think it's me. We were talking about it in the group. It's two, like there's one stormtrooper and half of another one of us. And I think I may be the guy behind him. So I told Lynn, I'm like, I'm in a documentary. It's just like, oh no, we didn't know. No one knew. Thank God I'm head to toe, so you can't tell it's me. But yeah, I'm in. I should sue whoever made that documentary.
You should get an addendum put in and be like, I was the guy who stepped between the children and Jared in this picture. You see, I'm in between here. I'm making sure that he stays away from the child.
It was so creepy. It was like a thing to benefit like impoverished kids, inner city kids or something. It was like, oh.
That's the creepy thing about him. Because that whole Subway campaign had nothing to do with kids. It was about fat people eating a sandwich once a day and losing weight. And he turned it into, he was always going to these children's events instead of, yeah. And he had the sickness. So he's like, let's go to another children's event. I like those things.
I wasn't, when I heard about it, I was annoyed because it's like, why are we talking about Jared? Fuck him. Fuck Subway. Like don't give me any airtime.
Subway's kind of shit.
It was a 2-episode. I'm in the second episode, about 45 minutes in, everybody.
Just watch for that.
I downloaded it just for that because I thought it was like, I thought they had footage, but they just have a single picture and it's on the screen for a second. I'm like, oh fuck.
It's too bad they didn't have you with your helmet off under your arm or something. Like
they would probably have to like contact
with the pervert.
Yeah.
Here's Dan and the pervert.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Jared's got his arm around you.
I think I should. I have the picture next. Like the one celebrity when I'm in armor with no helmet on is fucking Jared. Fuck.
So you're like.
I got a picture with Weird Al, but I'm not in costume. I'm just like standing next to him. But I always want to be in the costume next to whoever it is. That's cool.
So that means that Wally is.
That was the
1 degree of separation from fucking Jared.
Wally was there that day. He was like filming.
1 degree. He was there too.
He was not. They didn't want Darth Vader. That was one thing he would bitch about on the forums. He'd be like, "Why don't they want Darth Vader? Someone make him get Darth." It's like, shut up. Like, be a grown up. They don't want Darth Vader. Shut up. You
gotta admit though, that's kind of weird that you wouldn't want Darth Vader.
I think the logic is, like, I remember Wally made a big stink when Harrison Ford was on the show, and they wanted 4 stormtroopers. And Wally's like, why doesn't NBC want Darth Vader? And he remember, I think I have it somewhere. He posted on Facebook, like, it's such a recognizable character. The reason is, they want the audience looking at Harrison Ford, and if there's
Yeah.
4 identical guys, that's what happens. But when Darth Vader's there, then people are looking at Darth Vader. And also Harrison Ford would be like, why is Darth Vader upstaging me? That's why they don't want Darth Vader. But,
And this fucker can't even swing a goddamn lightsaber. Kicks him in the balls. Get him the fuck out of here.
Darth Vader has a big padded like codpiece, so you can't need Darth Vader. He's protected very well. Does Darth Vader still have his? Does he still have his? Yeah, he still has his parts. I'm thinking when they cut up Anakin, he has no arms, but he has everything else. So he still has.
It's everything from the he's got the arms and legs, but he doesn't have the last extremity. So he's got the stumps everywhere.
Yeah, but what's his dick like? Star Wars fans out there,
I imagine
does Darth Vader have a dick?
I imagine it's pretty fucking melted. Like he was sitting in molten lava.
But maybe Jedis have like special underwear made out of some kind of...
Well, he does now. He's got a special cod piece now. That's to hide the fucking tube that he has to piss out of.
It's probably all burnt up, yeah.
Yeah. It's just... No.
For Darth Vader.
If he lost his chunks of his arms and legs from dipping into the fucking lava, that was it for his weenie too.
I'm gonna type
got roasted.
This is gonna fuck up my Google search. Does Darth?
No. Does Darth Vader have a penis?
Have a penis.
Functioning penis.
Let's see.
Like, no, he has a tube that he pisses out of and a big huge cod piece to hold the tube.
Someone says, yes, he does. He lacks legs, a hand, and an arm, but he does have a dick. Probably won't work, though, as he does have a deposit for fluids. Okay, well, there you go.
He has a deposit for fluids? What the fuck does that mean?
Well, he probably has, like, a space catheter, right? Like, he's got a...
See? I knew it. He's pissing in a tube.
There's an article. It's a close-up of Darth Vader's crotch.
Oh,
that's the cod piece.
See a tube.
That's the cod piece I was telling you about.
They're like, there's one tube that he pees through right here. He's probably not doing much with that. Let's just put it that way. That would explain why he's so enraged all the time.
There you go. See, you can't need Darth Vader. He's got a big padded thing.
You can get up underneath it with your foot.
Yeah, but he would just go, "Ah!" and then he would be real mad and probably pick you up and take
force choke you. Like,
That's true. Darth Vader himself wasn't conceived from sexual intercourse, according to his mom. His mom may have been lying though. But yeah, he's apparently the Force just made him.
That was a lie that his mom said because fucking she didn't want him to know who the dad was.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think the mom was just lying.
Not the mom, but the aunt. He didn't know his mom.
No, but there's a scene where like Qui-Gon Jinn asks Darth Vader's mom, like, who's the dad? And she's like, there's no dad. And
he's like,
Qui-Gon didn't like there's obvious follow-up questions, like, okay. Like, I hear what you're saying, but come on.
Are you saying that the midichlorian count just deposited itself in your womb and made this child?
That's what Qui-Gon believed, because Qui-Gon was a little, fucked up in the head.
Yeah, because there's no such fucking thing as midichlorians.
That was annoying. Why'd you do that, George Lucas? Come on.
I don't know why he did that.
He had this beautiful thing called the Force. You don't have to explain nothing.
He turned it into Scientology. He's like, you have too many fucking Thetans.
yeah. You gotta get rid of them.
He's trying to start his own religion.
They're good. They're opposite of Thetans because they're good, right? Aren't Thetans bad? You gotta get rid of them.
You gotta get clear.
Oh. All right, I'm wrapping it up.
Alrighty.
Are you doing your thing Friday?
Yeah, I should be.
Or do you have another thing? Come on.
No,
I should cancel.
Be. Yeah, well, you canceled a lot this time.
Yeah, I did.
That's upsetting.
I think the second time, I honestly was just like I don't want to talk about Wally. I probably could have done it. I was just like, He really wasn't that exciting, but now he's got money and he's suing everybody. So it was like, I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
we're back on track.
back on whatever track we're on. What track is it? I don't even know.
Well, this would be the new
season.
This is gonna be all new because he's never had this money before, right? So this is gonna be all different.
I wish he had a chance because he's gonna be so. I remember he would get arrogant with
He's
you
gonna
guys.
buy a burner phone and he's gonna make a channel.
I think you're right. But I remember like he would come on to the Blaze and 4 Letter Friday, and he was arrogant because he had more subscribers than everybody, and that alone made him like, I'm top dog here. So now that he has money, he's gonna be an insufferable prick to everyone he meets. He's gonna like mention how he has money like right away, like a total dick. I wish he had a channel again.
He's gonna get a burner phone, get a new channel, buy a whole whack of new subscribers.
That's right. The second day he's gonna have 45,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Pays them all like 10 cents to subscribe through their Bitcoin or some shit.
I think if you jump that dramatically, YouTube will actually like go, wait a minute, you're doing something.
There's something weird happening here.
And he's stupid enough to like, buy. Like I think you can buy it in bulk, or you could do it over time, and he'll just buy it in bulk. The next day he has 40,000.
They used to do the same shit with like MySpace and stuff, but they didn't charge people for it. It was just people kind of like did a mutual sub.
That's what he did on Facebook. He had 4,000 subscribers. Like, okay.
It's against terms of service at YouTube, but it was against terms of service at MySpace too.
Yeah. But how could you police? How can you police that?
Yeah. But like you said, now like there's places like Twitter and shit. They're like, okay, 5,000, you're cut. That's enough. You got too many people on this list.
Wally hit the ceiling like an idiot.
Now you have to start unsubbing so you can sub to new people.
It's just so dumb. Like, now you follow 5,000 people. Like, what's your feed look like? It's just a mess of nothing.
Well, depends on who you're subbing to. It could be like a lot of the same shit.
Well, I think his boy Elon said something like that he's gonna like only paid people will show up or something. There was something he announced the other day. Like if you don't pay the $100 a year or whatever it is, like you won't show up in that kind of thing. I don't know. Who knows? Twitter. Who cares? Anyway, that's it. I'm wrapping it up.
All right, man.
All right, man. Good seeing you. Maybe I'll come in on Friday. I think my wife's off. My wife's off, so that means I could not get in trouble. Okay, man. I'll see you later.
Peace out.
See you. Bye. Okay, everybody. That's it. It's a good show, I guess. It's all right. It's good hanging out again. 3-week hiatus. New chapter, Wally. He's coming after all of us. It should be good. And that's it. I'm not going to do an outro because no one's watching. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next week, maybe, if I feel like doing this again. Bye!